It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Saturday Night Bottom, a aggressive news show that just don't give a damn. I am your host, Marlon, along with Anna and Theas.
Hello,
And
everybody.
today is going to be a special Father's Day edition. We're going to hear about some stories to get everybody's point of view. We are going to laugh. We're going to get mad. And on top of that, because of the situation that happened the past couple of shows, I've actually started a new series dedicated to Theas and Mickey. That's going to come up later today. I haven't told them, so they don't even know what it is. But I'm tired of it. So we're just going to go ahead and make it a part of the doggone show. So, how's everything going, Anna?
Going good. I had a good sleep last night.
Good. I'm glad you feel better.
That's
Thank
good.
you.
Theas?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Just waiting for you to roll out this new segment that I can foresee being called "Why is Marlon so wrong?"
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be called. And as always, according to Anna, don't forget to like this video. I would truly appreciate it. If you like content like this, please do not forget to subscribe. We put out videos every weekend. And please do not forget to share this on your social media because sharing is caring.
It-
She ain't lying. LOL, shall I be honored or horrified at how you see me? Little A, little B. You this is one
You're
of
a
the
whole
things y'all think
package.
I wasn't paying attention, but I was paying attention. So y'all get y'all own series. So Theus, open the show, please.
Oh, so greetings, dearly beloved. I appreciate you coming into the house of the tabernacle on the left side of the rock on the hill, where we will be enjoying another segment of Radical. Oh, I'm sorry, this is Saturday Night Vibes. Like a vibe, like the vibration of your spirit on the holy tip of knowledge. That's the best I got.
Let's get this party started. So we're not even going to get into a whole bunch of rigmarole and yada, yada, yada and everything to build the anticipation. So we're just going to go straight on into this. And of course, being a Father Day weekend, the first two videos is father related. Now, me and Theus last night was throwing out some great information about how to be a father. Like, really good information.
Step one, be responsible for a kid. That helps.
Take care of your grandma. Yeah. They wasn't listening to Theus. They wasn't listening. They wasn't listening. I'm more horrified that you put me in the same classes.
No, I'm starting to feel a little bit of insulted.
Whoa. No, Theus. Let me start. You had no problem last night, Nikki. You had no problem last night being in the same category with Theus.
That was just because you were wrong, Marlon.
I was wrong for doing the show. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this first story because I got a lot of stuff to say at the end. I know Thea's gonna have a lot of stuff to say at the end, and Ella, you can chime in too, because I'm sure it's gonna. I'm going to give y'all the warning. It's gonna rub you the wrong way, but we're gonna go ahead and get into it.
To start, my ex and I were 19 when she got pregnant. We had recently broken up, and she found out a couple of weeks later that she was pregnant. She said that she planned to get an abortion, but she only wanted her sister there. So I was always under the belief that she had aborted. She only contacted me once saying that it was done, and we didn't speak again. Fast forward 19 years later, I found out a month ago that that was a lie. My ex passed away 3 years ago, and my daughter, Kara, has been living with her uncle. He was the one to reach out to give me a heads up after she expressed an interest in wanting us to connect. He and I spoke at length because I was feeling some pretty strong emotions like rage for never being told about her. My ex had backed out of the abortion, but didn't want me involved because we were broken up, so she decided just not to tell me. But he told me that Kara doesn't know about that. Apparently, my ex told Kara that I wasn't ready for fatherhood because we were both so young, so I bailed. I couldn't believe it. Rob, her uncle, told me he knows his sister was wrong for that, but promised me that Kara doesn't have any negative feelings towards me, and that my ex never painted me as some villain, just a young guy who knew that he couldn't properly care for her. He asked me not to tell Kara this when we talk if she asks because it could hurt the way she saw her mom. I never actually confirmed that I would. Kara messaged me and we've been talking. I've met her twice, and it's been crazy emotional. I look at this girl who looks just like me, and it hurts that we're just barely getting to know each other. So far, our conversations have only been about what her life was like, how my life is, what her wants and future goals are, and getting to know each other. We met again Tuesday, and she finally decided to ask the obvious questions about what made me not want to be involved. She asked how I felt, what went through my mind, did I ever think about her, etc. I had been thinking about what to do in that moment, and I just didn't have it in me to lie, so I was honest. I told her that I was told about the abortion, that I had no idea that she even existed until now, but that I really want to be in her life and have the chance to be her father, if she wants that. Kara was a bit emotional. We talked some more, and she said that she still wants me involved. That night, my phone was blowing up. Not just from Rob, but from her grandparents as well. They're all outraged for telling Kara about her mom because she yelled at all of them and is refusing to even take their calls. Yes, the lie was terrible, but I just ruined the image that she had of her late mother for my own benefit. Rob called me a selfish dick for not taking into consideration how this would affect Kara finding out about all this. So right now I feel like garbage. I get that honesty is the best policy, but in this case, I don't know if I was the butthole for doing it. I'm still learning this whole dad business, so I don't know if I dropped the ball here. OP.
Whoever wants to go first.
Anna, I'm probably going to rant a little bit, so you're welcome to go first if you like.
You're not the a-hole, dude. You're dealing with circumstances the best that you can. I don't care what her little image was like. What is the best for the child? The child, most often it's the truth, unless it's going to hurt them in somehow. And protecting mama's image, that's not going to hurt her. And
It's
her
one of
family's
those
got some
rare-
explaining to do.
It's going to be one of those rare occasions where I disagree with Hannah.
Well.
I am coming from my own narrow point of view as a father.
Mhm.
And I would also have been enraged that I didn't get to raise my child, because I take that extremely seriously. Same time, though, I place my child above anything that I'm feeling. Anything. So that's not the way I would have played it. I would have had all my venting with Uncle Rob. Not
Oh,
that
yeah.
it's
Why
any of
didn't
his
that
fault.
happen?
I mean, he
Right.
did. He said he did. But it's not Uncle Rob's fault either. But he's the adult that I would have access to like lay my feelings out. But this is
Was
my
she not
first-
an adult at this
She was
conversation?
19.
19.
She was 19,
Oh,
which
thank
is
you.
a child.
Yes.
So, of course, looking back at it or being external to it, you can always say different things. But I actually can speak kind of to this because all the way through the process with my ex-wife, it was hard. I was called everything but a child of God from everybody who was associated with her and everything else. But I would never talk ill of her mother around her. And I would not allow anyone in my family, because I pulled my parents to the carpet and let them know in no uncertain terms, you are not to say anything negative about her mother when she is around. Because my job is to protect my daughter. That conversation would have happened later. She's 19. She's an adult technically, but she's still a child if you've ever had a 19-year-old child. So we're just connecting. I would have kept as best I could her mother's memory and honor because she's deceased. Anything I say, she can't defend herself from. And personally, I cannot see where it benefits the child or any person to be told, well, thought you were aborted. Like, that's a shot to your psyche that's unnecessary. Now, I'm still pissed that I didn't know. So maybe my response when she asked me, like, why, or did I think about her and things of that nature, I would have just simply said, your mother, for whatever reason, she chose not to let me know about you. And so this is my first time getting an opportunity, because this is the first time I'm finding out that you're here. And I really want to be the best father I can be going forward if you'll have me. That's the conversation. But that's my take. So,
Here's my take on it.
but was he an asshole? Technically, yes, and technically, no.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and give you my asshole.
I'd have whooped his ass though.
No, he's not.
I'd have whooped his ass.
You the one whose ass?
The dad. If he was one of my boys, he would have caught straight hell from me. And if I was the uncle, I'd have come and seen about him.
Let me go.
Right or wrong,
Let me go a little further then, because you know took it somewhere else now. So okay, we're gonna go there. Let's go there. First of all, the only person who need to be getting their ass beat is them damn grandparents and their uncle. Because apparently your ass knew about this shit. You knew about this. Second of all, me telling my daughter, who I have lost 19 years of her growing up, the truth. I'm not bashing the mom by telling her the truth. If you took it as bashing by telling the truth, then you kind of know how fucked up it was. If the truth sounds like bashing, you made me lose 19 years of my child who you told me wasn't even on this planet. That's one thing. But let's go a little further. Because I do have something I could have bashed her about, but I'm not even going to go there. Because I could have bashed her with saying, hey, your mom had the audacity to tell you that I bailed. That I was the one who ran away.
Also, you doing this for you. Okay, I got you.
That I was the one who wasn't in your life from my decision to do so. So I want to make the mom look good by making me look bad.
No.
I'm not protecting the child by telling her the truth, because telling her that at 19 and 21 and 25, because literally I could have finished the sentence without, listen, this is what happened while I wasn't in your life. That doesn't erase any and everything your mom did from you from the time from the time you were born to the time you died. So please do not try to erase it and put in the windows and put stuff in your life that really wasn't there. Your mom loved you. Your mom was the one that took care of you. Your mom was the one that raised you. Your mom was the one that loved you. And this right here is an entirely different situation. But yeah, the two people that need to be getting their ass beat is the grandparents and their uncle, because you knew about it, and out of all four of you didn't have the guts to sit there and say, sometime in the 19 years this child was on the planet, hey, maybe you need to get in contact with the father and let him know she got a child. No, you gonna wait till she died, which is my question of, why did you wait until she died to inform me that I have a child? So obviously that seems like that was still the wish of the mama to keep me out of the child's life. I don't even understand the concept of that. Like, why would you do that? That is so cruel. I don't get it. I just don't get why you would do that. And something in your mind made you think that maybe I wanted to be in it because you hid it for 19 years. No, dude, you ain't an a-hole. Telling the truth, and if they take it as, well, you're bashing the mom, well, then you should figure out how bad that crap was if telling the truth is feeling like bashing. Because that's all he said was, no, I thought you was aborted. Next thing I know, I'm getting a call saying you are on this planet and you're my child.
Well,
I can understand Theus's want to protect a child, and I can understand where he's putting her first. The difference here between Theus and our guy is that he doesn't have decades of experience being a father. He hasn't put second thought into it. I understand where you are coming from.
He said nothing derogatory about the mom. The girl is old enough to understand that her mom felt her dad was too young.
Exactly, Mickey. I agree with that statement in its entirety. Where I differ, I assume here, is perspective. And I'm not saying mine is right and Marlon's is wrong, or mine is right and Anna's is wrong. I'm saying it's different. So when I look at my child, and I know, not to, quote unquote overshare or whatever, but when my first marriage ended suddenly, the most devastating thing in the world was my daughter being removed from me, because I knew I could never be the father that I would be if she's in my house. And that ate me up. I couldn't protect her. I couldn't guide her. I couldn't teach her the same way that I now get to do with my two youngest children. So at that time, I didn't have the benefit of all that. I was in my early 20s going through this. So I can honestly feel the rage. I get it. But the most important thing in the world is that girl. Now, he could have said like what I said and essentially what Mickey said, and then continue forward to build the relationship. In what way did it benefit or add to anything except for him emotionally to point out, oh, I thought you were aborted, which is why I didn't know you were here? It literally adds nothing to the story. It does shade the mother in some way. And it's just, in my view, unnecessary. If you're a parent, there are plenty of times, and I know this guy is new to being a parent, okay? But there are plenty of times as a parent where you have to suck it up.
Mm-hmm.
And you focus on what overall is your goal. So that's why I differ. And when I said that I would come see about him if I was an uncle, is because we already had a conversation in advance, and I'm trying to help facilitate you being with your daughter. And I can't undo anything that my deceased sister did. For all you know, she could have told me every bad thing in a book about you when she was here. So I wouldn't have come and found you. I wouldn't go over my sister's head to come find you. You were just some guy she had a baby with back in the day. So who says that he even knows the whole truth? So as the uncle, I'd have came and seen about you because I raised that child. And I put my name on the line and my relationship with this child on the line to bring you in. So yeah, I'm just saying the protective dad in me would have been seen about the physical dad. But like I said, we just kind of differ on.
I know where we I know where we differ at. Because I try not to take it personal, but I do. Because what you're not going to do is for 19 years run my name into the ground by saying that I ran away, that I was an absentee father, that it was my choice to do, and then get pissed off when I tell the truth that that's not the truth. That's not what happened. So again, Uncle, you can run up on me all you want to. Because again, you admitted you knew because you try to quote, let's have a talk about not telling the truth. And the funny thing about this though is,
and I'm not one thing, Marlon, I'm not saying you never tell her.
No,
I'm saying he's just establishing a relationship.
And that actually
so that was a selfish move in my book.
But that is my next statement is, as a young father, do you want to start off this relationship with your child you just find still perpetrating a lie?
You're not perpetrating a lie.
You are. Because what are you going to say? Why was you not in my life? What was
your mother didn't tell me you were? Your mother didn't tell me that I had a baby.
So you
where's the lie
with the abortion part of it,
right? Because I'm thinking about that part, how it flashes back on the child. Okay. That conversation can happen 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year from now, when we have our relationship growing. You just run up on this girl, like y'all fresh up in this, fresh. There's no way that, like, I mean, for me, I mean, at 40 something years old, I'd be all right because I'm here. You know what I'm saying? But I would hate to be told, yeah, we're really were trying to abort you, buddy.
You know what, Thea, I miss what you were saying. You just don't like the abortion part of the whole
That's the part I think.
conversation.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were flat out saying, "Don't tell her the hell I didn't."
No.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to be honest with her, but being honest with her means that you also protect her at the same time. You can justify anything by being honest. Like there are some people who be like, "I'm just honest." No, you asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like there's ways to be honest without.
I'll take back everything. I'll take everything back. I literally don't think I would have said, "Hey, you was aborted." Next thing you know, I don't think I would bring that. And quite honestly,
I thought you was dead.
You said later on down the line, and I don't even see a reason to bring that up later down the line. Like,
if that's what, but if it's nagging you, you might have that conversation way out there. But I don't see where it adds anything to anything.
Because I think what's going to happen is,
I agree with that.
I think what's going to happen is, and this is what kind of bugs me a little bit. I think what's going to happen is the question is going to come up. Why did you run away? Well, I didn't know you was here. Your mom never told me. And I think the question is going to be, how could you not know I was here?
Because your mother didn't tell me. She's 19. She's smart. I mean, even a dumb 19-year-old can understand that if you don't know, don't know. And you're still going to have feelings because there's still that hole in your heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, there's that thing
that's not going to disappear. That's not
right.
Gonna
they're both going to be damaged in some way. Okay. But what I'm getting at is, will the action help fix the damage? Like, when you really, let's say the mother was still alive. You can be mad at her all you want. And I would never say not to be mad at the other person, right? You could be mad at her all you want. But what could she do to give those years back to you?
Well, there's
absolutely nothing she can do. No. The best she can do is start making atonement now. So that's always, unfortunately, it really sucks as the victim, but at the end of the day, they can't give it back.
Yeah. Well, keep that emotion going because I got another one.
What kind of Father's Day is this?
I got another one. And then we just gonna get us well, actually, I got 3 of them. They still ain't learning, Thea. They still ain't learning, Anna. I got 2 more. They still ain't learning. They still ain't learning. So here we go.
I'm a 40-year-old guy and I have full custody of my daughter, who's 12. Her mom only has once-a-month visitations. Recently, my daughter has been acting up and insisting on living with her mom because she thinks that I'm a bad dad. I knew that she couldn't live with her mom because her mom is a terrible mom. I know it because I've seen the way that she treats her other kids, which is why I tried so hard to get full custody. Also, my daughter is used to her very privileged life, which her mom can't give her. A few days ago, we got into an argument, and again, she said that she hated me and wanted to live with her mom. I got angry, made her pack a bag, took her to her mom's house, left her there, and told her that she's going to live here just as she wanted. One day later, I got a message from her asking me to take her home. I ignored all of her messages and calls for 4 days until I figured that she had learned her lesson. I answered her call, and she was crying, asking me to take her home, which I did. She's been staying in her room ever since. My family thinks that I'm a huge butthole, and I should have just brought her home the first time she called, but I thought that this was necessary. Am I the butthole?
Yes, you're an asshole.
Yes, very much so.
You're an asshole. You
never let a child stay in tears for days, hours, minutes. You go.
You have now. Okay, so first of all, she has a hole in her heart because she's not being raised with her mother. So all she has is her imagination of what that could be like. So you can't blame her for thinking the other side is all rainbows and lollipops. So you know better, okay. but you go and you drop her off. Now, first of all, there's a way to do this. The way he described it was abandoning her. That's you just inflicted trauma. What you could have done was worked it out where, hey, you're going to stay with your mom for the summer. So you'll have an opportunity to spend some time with her. Then when she calls you 2 days later talking about, hey, come get me, you can get off your butt and go get her, because you don't know what she's exposed to, because you know that it's not a good place that you want her to be anyway. See, I can't stand a bad father. I just nah. So now you done brought her back. She feels abandoned by both parents now.
Oh, yeah.
Let me put it to you this way, dude. Let me put it to you this way that you understand. Congratulations on of teaching a 12-year-old a lesson by putting her in an abusive household. Do you even remotely feel better about yourself? Do you actually think you did anything remotely in the realm of parenting?
He thought so until everybody else was like, dude, that's fucked up.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he thought he was right until everybody else was like, yo.
So your logic is so fucked up. You broke
by the end of
out of the fucking household so she wouldn't go through that. So your logic is to teach her a lesson by putting her back in the household? Your logic is fucked up.
It seemed like by the end of his own writing, he was questioning himself. That's what I felt.
But he shouldn't even be questioning
because
himself.
a whole bunch of people said, dude, that's fucked up. You ain't learned jack. If nobody said nothing, you would have thought you did everything correctly. Now your daughter is in the room because she don't know who to fucking trust anymore. Because she can't say jack to you. I'm gonna tell you that off the bat.
You're not her protector anymore.
Your next letter is gonna be, my daughter haven't spoke to me in weeks, and I don't understand why.
But he's the kind of person, and this is where, going back to the first video, that's why I try to approach things the way that I do when it comes to kids. Now, I can be a hothead with a lot of things, but with my kids, I try not to be, because the thing is, what trauma are you compounding to your child? You know what I mean? Like, that's what my problem was with the first one. That's what my problem is here. As a father, I'll be real. Moms and dads do different jobs, generally speaking. But each one is incredibly valuable. But I value number one. You can ask my kids from the time they were probably about 4 years old. When you ask them, what's my number one job? And they all will answer you, to keep us safe. That's my job. There's a lot of stuff I do, but that's the one that my name sits on. So I'm like, when I see a dude who's like, he was in his feelings, right? He was looking at it as, all the things I do for you, I'm the one that's here for you every day. I've arranged this good life for you. You're never in want for anything. You're what I think of when I wake up. You're what I think of when I go to bed. He's like all on him shit. You know what I mean? And then when she's like being a teenager, you know what I'm saying? You want to be like, well, get the hell out.
I helped raise 4 stepchildren. 4. And they know it because I've already told them that. I went through hell with all 4 of them. But I'll never forget one of the times when one of my daughters, because trust me, they are my freaking kids now. They've been my freaking kids a long time ago, but I'm talking about then, when they were stepdaughter. And I just never forget when she just tried to do the whole yelling. You know things when they try to do the whole yelling thing and walk away so you don't get a word in. And I'll never forget when she did the whole, that's why I don't like you, and walked away. So I went to her bedroom and opened the door and told her, I'm not here for you to like me. That ain't my job. My job is to protect and provide. I ain't never said I was here to be liked. and close the door. Just to let you know, I'm not here to. I've been telling my kids this, and now all of them grown, and a lot, and two of them have kids now, so they understand why I said what I said back then. I'm not trying to make you my friend. I don't want teenage friends. I don't want adolescent friends. That doesn't even make any sense. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to be your parent. That is my job, my number one. That's what I go to sleep on. That's what I wake up on. I ain't trying to get you to like me. I ain't trying to be buddy with you and buddy pal and everything. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to go out of my way to be an a-hole to you and make you hate me for everything. But the decisions I make is, are you provided for? Are you protected? That's it. That's it. You ain't going to like everything that I do. Suck it up.
Yeah, I told my kids, I was like, look, I'm friendly, but I ain't your friend.
I'm not your buddy.
I'm not your friend. So I'm the one that's going to come get you no matter what happens. I don't care where you are. I don't care what you did. I don't care what mess you done got yourself into. I will come get you. You will hear about it.
You go to hear my... See, that's... You are going to hear me. Because I even told them, I said, the worst thing that you could get out of me is when I don't say anything to you anymore. Mm-hmm. If I don't, it's because I just don't care no more. And that's the worst thing you could possibly have. I don't care. You want to go out at 2:00 in the morning because your friends do it? Okay. Because I don't care. Luckily, I cared enough that you're going to hear my mouth, and you did on every way, shape, or form. But, yeah, dude, you get 4 out of 5 fuckeries. I'm not going to give you the full 5 because you thought you was doing right. You thought, even if it was utterly fucked up wrong, at the very least, your thought process was, oh, I'm just going to show her how it really is so you can understand how good it is over here. Well, you may have taught that way.
He didn't ignore her completely.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying you get 4 out of 5 because of your logic was, I'm going to show you how bad it really can be because apparently you ain't satisfied with what you have right now. Two things does not allow me to drop this score. One, like I said, she's 12.
Yeah.
Dumbass. Nobody likes you. There ain't a teenager in the world. Half the time I hate these stories. And we was close friends with my mom and I really love bullshit. Every teenager couldn't stand their fucking parent. Oh, whatever the reason was. Put your head down. I don't want to hear that crap.
No.
I don't want to hear that crap in a minute.
I'm sorry. I guess because I'm girl dad. I don't know. But all my kids, first of all, I've been spoiled. They all wonderful. This youngest one is going to test me. I already know. But they're all wonderful. But yeah, I mean, I'm just saying every kid is different and you have to parent to that child. You know what I mean? And like this dude, my problem with him is I feel like he inflicted trauma. Which is where, you know, he misses me on the boat. But he can still recover from it. It depends on their relationship. You know what I mean? But
so on the fuckery,
huh?
So on the fuckery, how many fucks do you give him?
Oh man, he's like, if it's a scale of 1 to 5, I'm gonna put him on, like, you know what I'm saying, 4 fuck yous. You know what I mean? But he ain't like the dude from yesterday.
no, dude.
You know? What I was about to say though
is dude got a full 5 out of me and think.
Yeah, he got bonus points.
Wow. I still need to go see this. So
yeah.
But what I was gonna say though is, on one hand, I would like to say, in many states to have a firearm, and I'm pretty sure in every state to have a car, there's a certain level of basic knowledge and competency that you have to show. But that's not the case for having a child because it's truly a natural function. So it would be nice if people would have pre-baby counseling like they do with premarital counseling. But then I push back against myself on that because then I'm like, who's going to teach it? Because who's qualified to tell you how to be a parent? Like,
from this point on, and I get what you're saying, Theus, because they're giving you parenting instructions on one or two things. And believe me, I mean, you don't have to believe me. This is just my opinion, that it's going to mix. It is going to be scientific, which means they went through hundreds, thousands, 10,000 kids and guinea pigs, to be honestly, that you don't raise from the time they were born till 16, 17. You took notes and everything else. Scientifically proved. Or your opinion.
Or religious.
Or religion. So it's going to mix because
Yeah.
when you're using religion, you're going to somehow try to find a scientific way of putting it that this was right.
Yeah, and it's like, that's why I was saying, like, on one hand, I would like to see more preparation, but that would come from basic education, period. Like, remember we used to have home ec, like just teaching basic life skills and how to think, right? I do believe if you just give people the information at a time that they're most receptive, they can then find their way when it's time to implement it. You know what I mean? So I would love to see that part of it. Like, you should be teaching. Like, I was taught by my parents to always think 3 steps ahead, to always think of my version, their version, and a third version that I don't even know. Just to always do that, right? Which helps me be more sensitive to things I don't understand and things I don't necessarily agree with, right? I bring up the LGBTQ community and everything like that. I'm not a part of that community, but because I can think outside of my own little anecdotal world, I can accept people who don't do things the way I do it. So these are things that people need to be taught when they're young. How do you balance a checkbook? What are the things that when you turn 17, 18 years old, what are the first steps, right? You are about to go to college. You need to learn about Band-Aids and how to not spend all your money on a little girlfriend.
You need to learn how to turn your head from time to time when you walking back to the dorm at night.
You got to learn not to wear a sweatshirt in 99-degree weather. That's another thing.
Ouch. Anna?
My mother learned by having completely fucked up parents. So she's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. She had all the examples of what not to do. And she would often, as I was older, explain that when I was small, she kept my world and my parents kept my world small. I had a lot of boundaries. As I got older, they opened up that world so I could start making my own decisions. And this was the most important thing. What happens next? And that was continually a lesson that I had brought. And no, there are times when I was young that I didn't like boundaries and I wanted to push against that. But they were good for me. And by the time I got to my teens, I actually had a really good relationship with my parents. So much so that I ended up actually asking my stepfather to adopt me. So you can have a good relationship by the time you are a teenager. You just have to be able to stop and think a little bit. So yeah, he definitely gets 4 big old fuck yous.
All right. So we're gonna move on to the last.
Everybody scored the same way.
We're going the same way. That's
not like yesterday.
Oh, that face.
we go to effing move on right now.
What was that?
We are going to move on right now
Oh boy.
to the last Father Day thing. And then we're just gonna move on to have further. We'll probably be moving on into the second half by then. So let's just get on into it.
5 buttholes. Am I the butthole for telling my dad the real reason why I don't want to go on vacation with him and his family and potentially ruining his marriage? I'm a 17-year-old guy. When I was around 9, my dad, who's 39, started seeing a friend of my mom's and cheated on my mom. They married, and they now have 3 kids together. My dad asked for custody, and he was granted to have me on the weekends. He seemed happy to have me and always tried to include me in everything, but it was kind of weird and frustrating. He even tried to make me call his wife Mom, and he went after full custody several times. Since being with his wife and making me accept his new family was more important than spending actual time with me alone, I stopped going to his house when I was 14. He tried to fight for full custody after my mom started dating my stepdad, who's a nice guy, but I told him to stop. The other reason why I stopped visiting him, which I never told my dad about, is because his wife was so hostile towards me. My dad used to pay attention to me when I was there, and I think she didn't like that. So one day she told me behind my dad's back that I was an obstacle to my dad's happiness and I should just stay with my mom full time. Their anniversary was 5 days ago, and I didn't want to go, but he called my mom to threaten that if I didn't go, he would take us to court. He took his 4 kids, including me, his wife, his parents, and his parents-in-law to celebrate at a nice restaurant. Once there, he said that he had 6 tickets for vacation. I didn't say anything, but then he looked at me and said that one is for me, and I said, "Thanks, but I'm not going." He seemed angry and said, "Okay, I've had enough. Why don't you want to go?" I said, "Just because," but then he asked me the same question like 5 more times. So on the 6th time I said, "Because I hate your wife." Then he started asking me why over and over again. So I ended up telling him the mean things that she said to me. He seemed uncomfortable, but told us to finish our meal, and no one talked for the rest of the night. And after we finished, I asked my stepdad to pick me up. I haven't spoken to my dad since. He just sent me a message asking me if I changed my mind about the trip, but I said no. My cousin told me that my dad is staying at my grandparents' house now. His wife texted me yesterday calling me a brat and asking if I was happy for potentially destroying my half-sibling's home life, but I just ignored her. My cousin says that my kids are hurt and crying because my dad isn't at home, and she says that I should have just said other things or agree and then tell him later that I wasn't going. Oh my fucking God, OP. This woman cheats with your dad and destroys your home life, but when you expose to her husband that she's a toxic woman, suddenly it's a big deal that you're destroying her kid's home life? What an absolute hypocrite. I can do a mean thing to you, but the second you do that exact same thing to me, suddenly it's a big deal. Suddenly it's unforgivable. Nah, it doesn't work that way. She gets 5 out of 5 buttholes. Your dad also gets 5 out of 5 buttholes. Partially for cheating on your mom, but also, I'm going to be honest, I completely don't believe that he's unaware that his wife hates you. OP, you and your mom get 0 out of 5 buttholes. Don't let her get to you, OP. If anything, she destroyed her marriage, not you.
All right, so I'll go first. All right, look.
You always go first.
Hey, I tried to wait.
Nah, don't wait.
All right, so. All right. First of all, this sounds very common and very normal. So really, they just need to have family counseling and work through this. Second of all, yeah. So we're saying that the stepmom ruined the first marriage, but no, really, dad did that. And even so, that you got to reach all the way back. You got some things you just got to let go of and find a way to work through or past, because we don't know the complexities of that first marriage, you know, because like the person who cheated is wrong for cheating. But what oftentimes and almost every time gets overlooked is what did the other person do to contribute to such an environment that the other
How did they
person
get to
just
that
wanted
point?
to get away. Okay. So sometimes relationships fail for jacked up reasons, but it was needed to free both parties to go and have a better life. All right. So that's that one. None of what I've just said is a responsibility of the child. None of it. So the child is now part of two worlds. So all the friction that he's feeling is common. It's normal. Feeling like, yeah, it's cool to be over there, but I really would rather have my dad for myself. But the reality is you're never going to just have your dad to yourself because now he has two worlds to manage. So it's going to be really hard to do that. Sometimes he has to carve that time out, and that's on him. But that's just like I said, it's one of those things when you have a broken household that's really hard, and you just got to find the best way through for you and your family, however that shakes out. Then with the dad, like the commentator was like, the dad is 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 or whatever, and I disagree with that, because what we also still do not know is the dad was trying, by the poster's own admission, the dad was trying to keep his family together. He wanted his first son and his other children all together because to him, they're all my kids. And behind the scenes, his new wife, and I've seen this with the territorialness of the new woman, they oftentimes or sometimes can feel like that's not my kid. And that kid reminds me of where you came from. So they have like this weird hostility with the kid, but the dad may not even really understand that that's what's happening. So then when he does find out about it and he tries to hold it together at the little dinner joint, it's not the best time for that to have gone down, but when would have been the best time? So it's just when it happened. So then dad is like, his world's starting to crumble, but he's now having to look at this woman who's probably been smiling in his face this whole time and realizing you've been actually alienating my child. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't close the gap with my boy, and it's because of you. So now he's living with his parents, and I just can't give him, to me, he's almost the victim in this whole thing. But, that's my take, man. I just hope they get counseling, and him and his son, regardless of all the other players, him and his son find their way forward.
So the fuckery?
I mean, it's hard for me to actually put it on anybody here, bro. Really, because it's all blended, right? The first marriage failed because of infidelity. So yeah, dad was a F up there. But we don't know mom's, the original mom. We don't know what that world was like because, just saying. And then the dad from the rest of the story seemed like he was doing everything he could do. And then the stepmother, it's hard for me to give her too much either because, yeah, she took him from his first wife, but he was the one that was supposed to be responsible to her, not the new woman. So that ain't on her. And then the hostility towards the stepchild, because it happens so often, it's kind of hard for me to be too much on that either. So for me, everybody just either I can't put nothing on you or the best I'll give you is 2.
All right. Anna?
Well, I'm actually glad that I had the time to listen to Thea. Sometimes when I'm just taking in a stream of information, my brain can't quite keep up with everything. But yeah, here is where I'm going to have to say ditto. I really don't have much to add.
Okay. I'll do it then.
Go right.
Okay, Dad. I want you to keep in mind that you was the one that cheated. I don't give a rat's ass the reason why you cheated because there's a thing called fucking divorce. Sorry. I personally speaking, I don't do cheating. Because one, even if you did cheat, there's ways to help your marriage even after infidelity. And somehow, some way, you didn't do shit. You just decided. And I feel it's so. I hate to say this word, but I couldn't think of a better word. Icky. It's so icky to me that not only do you always cheat with somebody, but then you marry the person that you cheated with. Like, dude, that's just so. It's like.
That happens a lot, Mark.
I know, and it's just like, that is so.
It kind of shows that he's not a person, or the people who do that. And like, there's some slimy people who do it. Trump, Giuliani. But it shows that the person who cheated, they're not averse to a relationship. They're just probably cowardly and don't know how to get out of the one that they're in.
Yeah.
So,
and selfish.
Make him.
So, Dad, I want to start off with that before I finish with you. Okay, so you cheated on your wife with her friend. Let's keep that in mind that this woman was her mom's friend. You cheated and you married her. Number one thing that you should understand, don't even remotely try to get your son to call this woman mom. That was the stupidest decision you could possibly make. Don't ever do that. I don't even care how old that kid gets. Don't even remotely even bring that up, because it ain't happening. Number two is the other thing I'm going to get on the dad, which I think everybody missed. Again, my opinion. I think what everybody missed is I couldn't help but hear him when he said, I got a ticket for you too, son. And he said, thank you, but I'm not going. His line was, that's it. Tell me why. When you say that's it, that means you're done. This is it. I'm tired of hearing this. Which pretty much to me tells me you did know something was going on.
You did, because he kept having to deal with him not wanting to come over and threaten the mom for custody.
Yeah,
so he knew
what was going on. You never questioned those things.
He did. He kept going to court.
No.
To go to court.
That's force. That was forcing him.
I get
that's
that, bro. I'm just saying, you acting like you didn't even. But I'm sorry, y'all didn't interrupt me. I apologize.
When he said that's it, tell me why. It's like, dude, you knew something was going on. So anytime that you, and let's not get it twisted. I'm never going to force my child to be in my life by having to go to court unless I know full well that something is going on in that house where I know damn well that other parent is poisoning me. And I know I'm not the person to ever do that. I have, hate to say baby mama, but she is, my biological daughter. I never said a bad thing about her mama, period. I don't know what she told her, but I know what I said. And I never said anything. How do I know? Because the mama ain't never once called me one time out of the blue and go, did you tell my daughter this? Nope. Sure didn't, and not. Because that ain't me to do. Because I got more confidence in myself that I can be a better parent. I ain't got to raise myself to be a better parent by putting the other parent down. And that's what it sounds like people do. For me to look like the good guy, I got to put the other person down. I ain't really got to be a good guy. I just got to make the other person look lower than me. So the dad, when you said, okay, that's it. Why? But the first thing that popped in my head was, okay, so my question to you is, if you knew something was going on, why didn't you pull them aside a lot sooner and go, okay, I need to know why you don't feel comfortable coming over to my house anymore, if ever. I need to know why you need to do it. You, Dad, kept pushing the subject over and over and over and over and over again. Now, he asked one time, okay, why? And you just said because, and the dad would have dropped it, okay, fine. But if you kept pushing it and 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 pushing it, you're going to get the fucking answer. What are you shaking your hand for? Nope. Let me finish. One, you had plenty of time to find out what's going on with your son. You did. Two, you put him on the spot at the restaurant by asking him over and over again, why, like you a petulant child. Why? But why? Come on, why? Can't you tell me why? Why you can't tell me you don't want to be with me in front of my wife, the other kids, my parents, and the other parents? Why? He told the truth. Now, there's one takeaway I'm kind of confused on, which is I was giving you a 4.5. I'm gonna take it down to 4, only for this sense. And the only reason I'm taking the half away because I don't know what the end story was, so I'm just gonna be truthful about it. You did something happen when you left. Now, I don't know if you saw something that was going on, but you couldn't prove it, or you saw something that was going on, it was proven to you, you just didn't know it was that damn bad. Because it could have been a simple fact of the mom wasn't spending as much time with me, the biological child, as you spend with your children. That happens. Kids get jealous of that. Oh, because they're your biological children and I'm just a stepchild of you. You're not spending as much time on money or effort or whatever. I've seen that before. But no, when you found out that your wife literally lied on you, dude, to be honest with you, my husband will be a lot happier if you stayed over there full time. That should have been a red flag because your husband was the one that was freaking going out of his way to get you all the time. But the story has been told. So I'm going to give you a 4, dude. And the only reason I even say this, and I agree with things that y'all need to go to therapy. This is fixable. This is fixable. But you need to get a 4 with my opinion that you was just sticking your head under a damn rock and hope this shit will get better as time goes on. And it didn't. I ain't done yet. Wife, you get a 4.5. Because that was bullshit what you did to that 17. That's utter bullshit. You don't tell any child that. Considering this is exactly how you got the husband that you got with the kids that you got because you took this man from his wife. I'm sorry. I understand the fact that I put all the effort onto the husband because you was the one that was married and everything. But he ain't slipped in somebody else's crack. You had a part of it too. I'm not taking anything off of you, friend of the wife. And then want to turn around. My husband would be a lot happier if you were sit your monkey ass down some damn well. So you get 4.5. Son don't get 0, and the mama get 0. Now go ahead, Thea, because we almost over the hour mark anyway.
Well, then I shall be brief.
That's some bullshit, but go ahead.
If you've ever tried to get information out of a child or a teenager, you know you can take them aside and you can ask them every question you want to ask them. They ain't telling you shit till they ready to tell you. It ain't happening. So we don't know, because from all intents and purposes, he wasn't a very good first husband, but he seems like he is consistently a good dad. So based just off of how the kid told the story, because the kid was the one telling the story, this dad was trying to be there. So we don't know how many times he asked his son, "Yo, what's going on? Why are you acting this way? Why are you talking to me like this? What's happening?" Teenagers ain't telling you nothing, man. They just not. And then after all of that, trying to pry it out of your kid, and then they, in your view as a dad, he chose dinner to like stick it to you, right? Like we in front of everybody, and you like, I ain't going, Dad. I mean, that's nice, but I ain't going. You little shit. You don't tell me you're not going. You know? So then he's go, that's it, right? You know what? Enough playing around with this. What the hell's going on? Now, his intention was probably just to pull this information out of his kid. He ain't know where it was about to end up. But the only way you're going to get something out your kid is you sometimes have to go into the conflict that they are trying to draw you into. So he went into the conflict. They had it out. The son put it out there on the table. Now, as a parent, he obviously took it and went home with it and had some more, because he was like, wait a minute. What the hell is my son talking about? You're abusing and talking this sideways to him. That's my baby, right? So whatever that argument was sent his ass out of the house.
Yeah.
So dad, in my view, you can say he wasn't a good husband. That has nothing to do with being a good father. Well, it has little to do with being a good father. He seems like he was trying to be a good father. And I don't know another way to get stuff like that out of a teenager, to be real with you. And I got good kids, and I know I got to.
And I'll tell you exactly how that could have been fixed. That same line of questioning that he did at the restaurant could have been the same line of questioning you could have did in private. You could have did the same type of pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing till that kid explode. I know exactly what you're saying, that sometimes you kind of got to make the piss off to explode.
And sometimes it just has to be spontaneous.
You decided this was a great opportunity to push the subject at a restaurant where everybody, and literally everybody and their mama there.
But I'm thinking, like, as a dad, you just put together the money to take like 6 people on vacation. And the one kid that you can't figure out what the hell's wrong with him tells you in front of everybody, right? He's bucking your authority in front of everybody. Yeah, that's cool, Dad, but I ain't going. As a dad, you can't tell me that you're just gonna be like, okay, son. No, that ain't happening.
No, I'm not even saying, I'm not taking away the restaurant situation. I'm saying that you had an inkling that something was fucked up in Fuckville way before this restaurant. So you saving your money knowing that your child don't even want to come to your house. So
but
your
you
thought
still don't
was,
know what the
well, hell,
problem
let's
is.
put a vacation together. That'll go off swimmingly. That dude don't even want to come to your house.
But
Why
as
do
a
you not want
family,
to come to your house?
but as a family, people make
You don't
this
want to be
mistake
a family
all the
with you.
time.
The kid didn't want to be a family. The kid did not want to be a
But
family.
he doesn't know why yet. And
Find
he's
out why,
probably
because you put
asked,
your money together to go on a vacation.
because he's still my son. And if I'm going to go on vacation with the rest of these little crumb snatchers, I'm bringing him too, because that's my son. And then when it boiled over and it hit, then we had to deal with it.
We had to deal with it before. If I can't get my son to even come visit me in my house, I'm not going to sit there and go, the logical next step is to spend a whole bunch of money on a vacation.
Man, whatever. I'll drag my kids vacation if they want to go or not want to go. So I'm with you. But what I'm getting at here is obviously you have much better negotiation skills than I or anyone else I know has. Because trying to get information out of a teenager when they not ready to give it up, bruh.
No, I'm doing the same logic as you do. I'm going to push the subject till you explode. I'm just going to do it a lot sooner. I want to find out. Tell me, son, right now. And funny thing about it is I'm not even changing what the dude did at the restaurant. Just do it sooner.
What I'm saying to you, Marlon, and this is all conjecture, but what I'm saying to you is, without the added dynamic of the audience, you may never get what you're talking about, because one-on-one, I'm just kind of coming at you like if I was your teenage child, one-on-one, that's me saying I have a problem with your wife and nobody's here to back me up against my dad. I ain't no way. That's the same kind of thing with victims when they've been molested or they've been abused. They're not coming clean no matter what you do to them one-on-one because they don't feel like they have any backing. But in that public setting, one, you can't do nothing to me because we in public. Two, I get to see the reaction of that little evil whatever sitting right there. So I can go ahead and put everybody on blast. We gonna do it right now.
You know she did that, Anna.
You know her face went.
What? What?
I did.
What?
I declare. So that's what I'm getting at, Marlon. And it's all about us conjecture, you know, because this is just a story from what you call it.
When the son said no, the father could have said that we could discuss this later when we can talk privately.
Could have. I tell you now, and I consider myself a pretty good dad. That shit wasn't gonna happen. We're gonna talk right now.
Well, that's the final hour where we are way over the first hour. So we're just gonna go ahead and take our 3-minute break to refresh and reboot. And we'll see everybody on the other side where we're just gonna get into some weird shit because some of this stuff is just like, what? So we'll see y'all in 3 minutes. See you on the other side.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, finally. I always say dreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free,
are back. If you missed that first hour, that's your problem. Because that was fun. That was a fantastic first hour. I hope you can catch on to it when you get the replay, which will immediately, because I don't think people understand that. The replay will immediately be up as soon as this live ends. So there's no waiting 30 minutes or whatever, and I'll catch it tomorrow. So as soon as you get it, get on it. And also, as you do get on it, please do not forget to hit that like button. I truly appreciate it. It will push the algorithm to push this show and all our shows out to more people. If you like content like this, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. I would truly appreciate it. And even after the show go off the air, leave a comment, which y'all doing a great job at doing it because I catch all the comments at the end. Thank you, Susan. But I do catch a lot of comments at the end of the show, so I do appreciate it. If you can, please go to Tracy Media LLC Patreon page to help support her and her cause. I truly appreciate it. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com Complex Mind and help support him and all of his causes. Please do not forget to go to my Patreon page to support me and help me with all my causes. And please do not forget to go to Anna's website to educate yourself on things that you probably didn't know you needed to be educated on it, but now you should now. And if anybody wants to get in contact with me, please do not forget that you can email me at radtp@outlook.com. That's radtp@outlook.com. That's actually the equivalent, if you want to try to remember it, is radical truth to power at outlook.com. radtp@outlook.com. So we're just going to go ahead and get on into this next video because the rest of this stuff is just wild. I mean, it's just some stuff that if y'all can explain it to me, knock yourself out. I don't think you can. Also keep in mind to keep looking at this video because we will, because apparently there's some people that have forgot, but I haven't. We will be doing a new segment on this show dedicated to Theus and Mickey. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the first what the hell moment.
So for the past month, my husband, who's 39, has been waking up at 5 a.m. every night to have a walk. These walks would take about 2 hours. I should mention this is a new habit. He's not trying to lose weight. He's pretty thin. He's not athletic by nature, nor does he have any sports interests or hobbies. In fact, he hates doing any type of sports. I'm happy for him since overall it's a positive thing, but yesterday he came home in the evening after working for long hours, then stayed up late playing with his phone. I went to bed at 10. I woke up to him yelling at me at 7 a.m., asking me why I didn't wake him up for his 5 a.m. walk. He said that he missed it and I'm responsible for that. I was so confused and said, first of all, he always wakes up by setting his alarm. Why should I be expected to wake him up this time? He yelled that he forgot to set his alarm. I said, so what? It's no big deal. It's not like he missed an important meeting or something, but he got more angry. And he said those walks help improve his health, restore his energy, and help him feel better. I made a comment about how missing one walk won't hurt, but he unloaded on me, yelling about how I was trying to prevent him from doing his hobby for some unknown reason. I told him he was sorely mistaken, even though I admit those daily 5 a.m. walks around the Veterans Park are weird, but also his reaction is really over the top. He stormed off and went to go shower, saying that I ruined his entire day. When he got out, he avoided and ignored me, even when I talked to him directly. He went to work and refused to respond to my calls. Really, I'm at a loss. Like, maybe it was something I said about his walks, but I really don't know. He's sulking nonstop, and I'm literally about to lose my mind. Am I the butthole?
Your husband on crack,
For me
dude.
to answer.
Your husband on crack. something ain't clicking,
He and somebody crack.
or he in somebody's crack. Something ain't kicking here, sis. Sorry to tell you this. Either he on drugs or he into somebody. That's only two things I can think of. Because ain't nobody gonna get pissed off by. I can see you being a little upset. Oh, I had a thing going and it messed up and everything. I ain't gonna blame my spouse. I'm gonna blame myself. Hey, doggone it, I forgot to set the alarms. Crap. Well, I better get back on it the next day. Your husband, yeah. Something ain't right here. This, I ain't got nothing.
I ain't got nothing for this one, man. That was just too stupid for me. What you got, Anna?
It almost sounded like there was a third person. That was strange.
Yeah, because I don't understand. I don't know. Either
Suddenly
she's
it
so
says
stupid
they
she
said
deserves
it.
her fate, or
Something's just not adding up.
You didn't set your alarm to wake up at whatever time. And by the way, I've been using alarms like darn near all my life, probably since high school. I don't know exactly how you do not set your alarm these days, because the only thing I do is click the off button and it resets to wake me up the next day. So I'm not kind of confused on how you don't set the alarm.
like you're thinking too far into it. He's full of
Get into your phone and turn on the.
Either he owes something or he into someone. It's the only thing I got. The only thing I got, sis. The only thing I can see how anybody can get so pissed off about it. It ain't, and I'm not jogging at no 5 a.m. I'm not even opening my eyes at 5 a.m., let alone finna go get running on the damn road.
That used to be my favorite time to go to the gym.
I know some people who love to do it early.
Military. I'm done. No. When you in a military with 6 o'clock in the morning, you're sleeping in late. I ain't doing that in my civilian life. Nah. I'm gonna go ahead and let it go. We ain't got no answers.
That was weird.
Those two. So gonna go into the second what the hell moment of the show. And this one right here is so deranged. I literally had to take this one segment and break it into what I was at. 1, 2, 3. No. Fix this real quick here. There we go. I had to break it into 1, 2, 3. I had to break this into 4 segments. This is how bad this segment was. So here we go.
So for this next post, a choosing beggar didn't get invited to a bachelorette party because, well, you'll see soon enough why. But after the choosing beggar complained, the bride finally gave her an invite. The very next day, the choosing beggar sent this email to the bride and all 17 women attending the bachelorette party. Subject: Vegas rules. Hi all, I'm really excited for our upcoming trip to Vegas. I think it'll be such a good time and we'll all finally get to bond. I know Vegas is known as Sin City, but despite this, I still have to uphold the moral code our Father inscribed in my heart. Due to this, I have some ground rules that I'd like everyone to follow. These will not only help me remain aligned with the church, but also keep us all out of trouble.
I had to check whether that F was capitalized. Yes.
So, to clarify, these people knew she was a nut or controlling. They didn't want your ass. They was pressured into putting your ass on this trip. Keep that in mind, lady. They was pressured into bringing you on this trip. They didn't want you. Now that they finally broke in and decided to go ahead and let you come. First thing out of your warped mind, hey, we're going to Vegas. Let me make some rules for somebody else's bridal shower. I'm sorry, what? I'm trying to figure out who the fuck put you in charge. You barely made it in. And you decided, I know, I'll save souls.
God, it was God. God put her in charge. He spoke to her.
Yeah, he spoke to her. He ain't speak to me. So, you know, you take you and your faith and go lock that shit in the closet. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to send a text message. We're going to send a text message to all the rest of the girls, right? That's what we're going to do, right? We're going to send a text message. And so at 7:45, I'm going to go get some ice because this crazy nonsense biatch is in my room with me. So while she in here praying to whatever, I'm going to go get ice at 7:45. Make sure y'all are already dressed. You already got my clothes. Good. Now, we going to leave, and we ain't coming back in this bitch till about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So we're going to get ice at 7:45. Make sure y'all are already dressed. You already got my clothes. Good. Now, we going to leave, and we ain't coming back in this bitch till about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So we're going to get ice at 7:45. Make sure y'all are already dressed.
I don't know.
You already got my clothes. Yo, why are you tapping me? We going to leave. Back in this bitch till about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So
I don't know.
Make sure y'all are already dressed. Oh, Officer Johnson, we got him.
Officer.
He gonna leave.
Wow.
Back in this bitch till about 8 o'clock tomorrow. Why is it looping?
I didn't even have it on. Officer Johnson, what are you doing?
Special Agent Johnson, that was not cool. You know what? I ain't got nothing to say no
No,
more.
I got a bad thing.
They done got me on some kind of list.
Job, dude, because we weren't supposed to hear that.
They got me on some kind of list. No,
Valence.
we
You
needed
are
to hear that.
awful, dude.
We needed to hear that. You know what? Hey, everybody just, y'all just pray. Just pray. Just pray.
Ah,
Apparently, either that was God talking to us, and I said he wasn't talking to me. You know,
Get me was like, oh man, this thing gonna play everything that we say from this point on. Y'all kind of fucked up. Y'all kind of fucked up with that, bruh. I know beyond a doubt, Officer Johnson, that the country has given you billions of dollars. Use it, because the shit that they don't gave you trying to bail us not working.
Mom, that might have been God, man. That might have been God.
It ain't working. You got shit that they don't gave you that's supposed to be in a museum. I don't know what you using, but it ain't working.
I said he wasn't talking to me. I said he wasn't talking to me, and all of a sudden he made me talk to myself. So I don't know now.
Look, and I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm not even scared because, as you notice, the only thing that was looping was Thea's. It's your It ain't saying
I don't know what was going on.
No voice that kept looping over and over again.
I ain't got nothing else to say. Just pray, y'all. Just pray. Don't go to Las Vegas. Stay out of Vegas, y'all. Stay out of Vegas. Don't go. And don't get no ice either. Don't get no ice.
No.
Your right to practice by religion and deny your right to practice your own belief. That ain't what this is about, Mickey. This is about right here. This is about these people probably go to the same church that this woman. I'm guessing.
Kumbaya, my Lord.
This woman goes to the same church as the bride in the bridal shower that's going. And she was let in at the last second and deemed that she's going to be the mother hen of this whole freaking group, like you going on the Sunday school vacation or something. But you know what? I ain't even got to say it. So what was the rules? So we're going to break it down because this chick had 6 of them. 6 rules. We're going to break them down. This is rule number 1 and 2. I'm going to go off the bat to know that you're a damn nut job because I want y'all to pay attention to what the fuck the number 1 rule was.
Rule number 1. Sunday the 12th, I have found an appropriate church and contacted the pastor there explaining that we're from out of town, but we'd still like to attend services. Sunday at 7:15 a.m. we'll be Ubering to the church. I can't wait to share God with all of you. I think it'll be a nice way to cleanse us of our sins from that week. Rule number 2, in the hotel room, no hard liquor. I don't want people getting inebriated and falling from the balcony. Also, as this is my first time being of age and in an environment with prevalent drinking, I don't want to be tempted by these foul drinks. I'm not sure how I'll react to rum or tequila or vodka, and I'd like to test these in more controlled environments. Please stick to light beers and red wine.
I'm gonna go ahead and start it off. I'm gonna start it off. Well, number 1, fuck you. I ain't going to church in Vegas. It's Vegas. I know there's churches in Vegas. I understand there's Christians in Vegas. I applaud all you Christians that are in Vegas. I personally ain't gonna be one of them. I'm not going to a church. Number 2, for another fuck you, on top of you thinking that I'm going to go to church in Vegas, you think my black ass is going to wake up at 7:30 in the damn morning to go to church. Fuck you. It ain't happening. Beat it, chick. It ain't going to happen on this day and the next day. Number 3. Let's go on to the drinking. Let's go on to the drinking part of this whole scenario. So your logic of this, because I speak ignorance. Your logic wasn't, hey, we don't need to drink heavy at Vegas because we are in an environment with heavy drinking, people make mistakes and stuff like that. I don't know. And as funny as it is, we don't want to get drunk and people fall off the balcony. People do get that fucked up in Vegas and falls off the fucking balcony. So I'm not laughing at that. You didn't want to end right there. If you'd have said that, okay, I see where you're coming from. I literally do. I see where you're coming from. People do get kind of effed up, Vegas, I go on cruises and people get effed up and falls off the damn ship. Sure as hell no, you're going to fall off a damn balcony. You didn't want to end there. No. Because you so wrapped in your damn brain. What's the next thing come out of your mouth? Because I don't want to get tempted and I want to drink in the first environment. Number 1, fuck you, you're tempted. You supposed to be a woman of God. You ain't supposed to be tempted. Go tip your ass on out my damn room. Number 2, and most importantly, I want to be in a controlled environment. Where the fuck that is, lady? Please explain the environment of controlled alcohol take. Number 3, and most important of all, we can only stick to beer and wine. You're a fucking lie. You and I both, you'll know you're a lie. As soon as somebody get a second glass of wine, your ass gonna be looking at them sideways. You're a lie. You're a lie. You're a liar. You're a lie. The first time anybody grab a beer, you're going out of your fucking mind because apparently I'm pretty damn sure I have to go on this shit. That ain't lady like to drink beer. So fuck you and your 1 and 2 rules. At this point in time, lady, you get 3 fuckeries. You're growing. I'm done.
Oh, we're not going to the video?
No, because Thea seemed like he want to say something. So go ahead.
You said service is 7:15?
Yeah.
Okay.
7:30. Or 7:15?
I think it's 7:15. I'll be there.
The Uber.
I'll be there.
I'll be there in my fucking bed.
Mhm.
Try to hang this hangover that I got from the weekend.
You hear that? You hear that? God or Special Agent Johnson. I said I'm gonna go to church at 7:15.
Man, they don't loop your voice about 5-6 times. They ain't taking shit from what you said now. you are fucked up. They got your voice recorded like 19, 20 times, saying the same thing over and over again. You fucked. You might as well go for gold now, dude. Ain't no use even going back. Even if they lose the recorder the first time you said it, they got 19 other recordings of you saying it again. So you might as well just go for it now, things. It ain't even no use for you to try to play good now.
You hear Marlon say much worse than I'm saying.
Not with this shit. Okay.
Just letting go with that, Tracy. Here.
Excuse me. If you even remotely try to wake me up at 7 o'clock in the morning in Vegas, I will fuck you up. Roll back over and go back to sleep. You have been warned. I keep reminding you, and I'm going to remind you again. You barely made the party. Okay?
Ain't no party like a Holy Ghost party because a Holy Ghost party don't stop.
I
What?
bet this
no-
will stop. Laughing my ass off. No hard nigga. Good luck getting them all to church at 7:15 when they're up drinking. Thank you.
5 hours is plenty.
She'll be alone.
You touch me at 7:30, 7:15 in the morning for church. I ain't waking up at 7:15 to go eat, and I know I got to eat.
She already called ahead, Marlon. We got reservations.
Give off. She called ahead for her. She can show up.
But then the Uber costs too much.
Again, you barely made the damn party. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Mhm.
You worried about me falling off that balcony? Wake me up at 7:15 to go to church. You ain't got, I'm completely hungover and a little bit sober. Wake me up. Wake me up before you throw off the balconies to see you go. Touch me. See what happened. And that wasn't Thea's Officer Johnson. That was me, Marlon. Fuck out of here. Now you at 3.5.
Oh no, higher than that.
She could have just had one rule. Let's go to Vegas and have fun. No.
Oh no.
No, that's not in her. Hello, Tracy. How are
Hey,
you?
Tracy.
How the play go?
Tracy.
How was the play? Or the concert? Sorry, how was the concert?
Hmm.
Hey, Tracy. Hope you guys wasn't. Lord. That's a political. Hope y'all wasn't attacked type of statement. America and all, you know.
Oh.
Here's number 3 and 4. I'm admit. So that's why I said I wasn't gonna put the rule up. I'll admit, I kind of actually agree on some of these.
Rule number 3, there will be no sex taking place in our hotel rooms or anywhere in the suite. As none of us have committed ourselves to husbands yet, there's no need to have premarital sex. Rule number 4, please don't invite random men back to the suite. I do not see a need for them to be there or know where we are staying. I don't want to be robbed.
Well, number 4 makes sense.
I actually got both of them, kind of. I personally don't want you having sex in a room full of all of us.
If you're
Like-
sharing a suite, yes.
Yeah, you're sharing a suite. Come on, dude. Just be respectful. Like, if you want, I'm not going to stop you from doing what you're doing. You're a grown person. Do you. You ain't got to bring them here, though. Like, and
Go
what
get
was
your
that?
own.
3 and 4. The number 4, yeah, man. Don't bring no random person. And I'm saying person because I'm speaking to men and women. Don't bring no random person. Vegas is Vegas. These people, as chilled and innocent as they know how to play the game. They can sniff a damn outsider from a mile away. Let me show you my sweet ha 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 freeze. Then you going home early. So yeah, I agree with both of those rules. Now, again, dumbass, you could have just stopped at please do not have sex in the suite. But no, you had to just take it that one step too damn far with the it didn't want no premarital sex. Fuck off. Damn it. It's Vegas. I mean, it's hard for me to say since I'm married now.
I ain't never been to Vegas.
No,
Me
that
neither.
is. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Before I say that. 2019, 18. Damn. 2 more years from now. We're going to Vegas. 20th anniversary. Going to
Happy
Vegas.
anniversary.
Well, 20 years. Well, 2
Early.
years from now will be our 20th anniversary. So then
But this way you can't say I forgot.
Mhm.
the concert was fantastic. John P. Oh, you had John P. Keys? Oh, wow. That's nice.
She just said John P. She didn't say what John P. Keys.
You know it's John P.
It could be John P. Johnson. John P. Johnson. John Johnson.
You can't even make it work. You literally couldn't even make it work.
I don't know who John P. Keys is, man. So I mean,
You
come
don't know
on,
who
bro.
John P. Keys is?
I didn't know his name was John P. Keys. I
Keys.
thought his name was something P. Keys. I thought it was one word, P. Keys. I don't know. Shoot.
That's why your ass gets surveillance. Exactly why people watch your ass. Government scared of you.
They ain't scared of me. And don't worry about it, because if that was Officer or Special Agent Johnson, all y'all on the list with me now. So
Uh-huh.
One problem with that. Anna and my voice wasn't looped. They wanted
no,
your
y'all
ass.
weren't moving, but you in the same recording.
Yo,
Y'all on this with me.
Your voice was the equivalent of taking a document and copying it like 20 times to make sure, just in case you lost the original, you got 20 copies of it somewhere else.
And they're gonna keep the original too. So I'm just saying, if I'm number 394, y'all 395 and 396.
Going to jail. See us going to jail. Rule number 5 and rule number 6.
I'll ride with you, Tez.
Thank you, Anna.
It's my
Marvin
fault.
will too. He just don't know it yet.
If I ain't going to church, I sure as hell ain't going with the government. So
Informer, you know the snowman on the plane.
rule number 5 and 6.
For 5, please Venmo me $50 each as I will be buying groceries for the hotel room. The last thing we need is to be famished in that desert heat. Rule number 6, absolutely under no circumstances, no drugs. Half of you currently work in positions that require you to have security clearances, and I do not want you to be tempted by these substances. Drugs bring nothing but problems. Blank, please leave your Adderall at home. I understand you have a medical condition, but as we will not be studying, there's no need for you to take your methamphetamines. I think that is all for now, but I am sure more will come as time draws closer. Can't wait to see you all. Respectfully and with courteous passion, Choosing Beggar. I would just like to point out that $50 times 18 people is $900 for groceries for a weekend. Let me hear from you down in the
You focusing on the wrong thing.
Hold up. Before you even say anything, y'all don't understand that I actually can see the group when we go to break and everything else.
No, I know you can.
Anna's on the video. And please don't bring any drugs. We don't want, and please do not bring your Adderall. I'm over here dying like, God, why these people can't see this? I'm sorry,
I would have
go
never
ahead.
expected that. But all right, so check couple things, right? I don't know what kind of suite they rolling in. You can put 18 people in it. So that means there's multiple rooms. So we go back to my original plan where we go get ice and we just disappear. And the grocery thing, yeah, that's just stupid. And I mean, we ain't even got to worry about breakfast. We're gonna be at church. But so you got that. So what she doesn't understand is as soon as she sent this little goofy email, she gonna be the only one with tickets to Vegas. All us then changed our flight to somewhere else. Every last one of us. She gonna land in Vegas all by herself.
I have a really, really quick answer.
Go ahead.
First point, and please leave your Adderall at home. Yes, I will give you 2 for that. You're trying to ask somebody to go without a prescribed medication, and a very important one at that. Fuck you. Fuck you and the little God cloud you rode in on. I ain't going to your church. You don't know my religion. It's not Christian.
But these all
Kindly
these young
fuck
ladies
off.
go to the same church.
This is what I'm getting. This is what messes her up. And I know people,
I'm
like
with you,
this.
Anna.
And this is what pisses me off the most. You make a good point. You just fuck up and keep talking. Please do not do drugs while we on the trip. That's a good point. You are in an environment that is not your own. Please do not weed and crack and cocaine and everything. We in a totally different environment. You ain't used to this environment. I don't want you getting hurt.
Yeah, but that's called a suggestion.
Because we in a job where you, first of all, what the fuck you worry about what my damn job is? It ain't your job. Say it
So
about
Marlon,
please leave
these
your
are
Adderall at home.
suggestions.
I'm like Anna. Fuck you.
No, they're rules. They're rules
No, what I'm
to
saying
her.
is, if you are saying, hey, I suggest that y'all don't do drugs because it's not safe, you don't know what's in it, you're away from home, any number of things, right? But when you turn around and be like, hey, here's my manifesto of rules that you will all be following.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what it sounds like. When you first,
Or I'm going to tell Pastor when we get home.
and
I'm
again,
gonna tell on you.
and again, I want, you know what? Let's go with that. Please, because I'm not following any of this shit. That's my wedding. Fuck you. But please go tell the pastor. Because I'm going to tell the pastor the same thing I'm going to tell your ignorant ass. You barely made it in. You made it in under pressure. I.e., we didn't fucking want you to begin with. And then I'm going to show the pastor the list and go, and now you see why.
No, because the pastor will agree with that dumbass list.
I could give a rat's ass and tell the pastor to go pay for my damn vacation in Vegas since you agree with every damn thing.
And you know who else
you don't want to pay for it? Fuck you too, pastor.
You know who else they wouldn't have wanted to bring on the trip? They wouldn't have wanted to bring Jesus. So she was bringing the Lord with her, which is her calling, because they all go to the same church. They said this earlier. They all go to the same church. So she's just following the teachings of the same congregation that they all belong to. And they, even though none of them said they want to do any of the stuff on this list, but they are the heathens.
They didn't invite
preemptive.
They didn't invite Jesus.
Huh?
Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying they wouldn't have if they wanted to do any of the stuff on that list.
I understand that, but they did not invite Jesus.
But they invited her.
No. They didn't invite Jesus.
Well, what were they going? How were they going to invite him?
So here's my answer. Your ass need to stay with Jesus.
Jesus can go wherever I am.
You need to stay with Jesus at, because you ain't going on the Vegas trip with me.
They're all supposed to be believers. Every last one of these.
I believe your ass fucking crazy.
All the people in the wedding party come from the same church. She is being consistent with the teaching that they've all received, even if it is backwards. They've all received the same teaching, and she is just trying to be, you know what? I will be the responsible party. I will take it upon me to be the Debbie Downer, if that's what you want. But I want to make sure everybody gets there safe. We make it to church at 7:15 a.m. and we can get back in time to, I don't know, what are they going to go watch the shows? Because apparently they ain't going to gamble. They ain't going to drink. They ain't going to walk around in the streets
They're
Probably
gonna play
can't listen to
cards.
no music.
They're
No,
gonna
I don't
play
know. Cards might be evil too. You know that
Rummy
this
500.
the kind of person that would call like dance music like the devil's music. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know.
She's gonna
Right.
have a miserable time with me because everything that she put in. And the only thing that I'm gonna say is
No.
I ain't bringing nobody. I'm not bringing nobody to my room. I'm not stupid. I'm not having sex in the room because I think that's just being disrespectful. And I'm not doing drugs and everything else. But I guarantee you, every other rule that she done had, you're gonna have a miserable time because I literally am gonna go out of my way to fucking break them. I'm gonna go out of my way.
That's not nice.
I would literally leave a vodka bottle on the damn table half empty.
That's not nice.
I ain't trying to be. What you gonna do? Leave?
Nope. She gonna make one phone call and the whole church. You're gonna have 4 church vans in the lobby.
Ooh.
Good. You really don't need one because you're taking our ass home. Because again, I pay for this shit. I don't know what the fuck you need 4 of them with. I ain't going nowhere.
Bringing the whole church. We got to get all y'all. We're gonna pray all y'all back up in the home because you know what I'm saying. They might have dubbed my voice, but they were trying to get to you, my brother.
You trying to get back into good graces?
Just a little hall pass. Just a little hall pass, you know.
Oh boy, oh boy.
This Marlon is right. John P. Key, a gospel artist.
Oh, he paints gospel?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I didn't know what kind of person paints gospel.
Just because they all belong to the same church doesn't mean they all think alike. And she guaranteed that none of the others haven't already had premarital.
Well, she's trying to keep them from continuing in their sin. Close your legs and open your heart.
Open your eyes and stay the fuck out of my business.
Can I hire her for a party?
It's my damn fault that your undercarriage got cobwebs. That's you. You need to speak to whoever you need to speak to. As for me,
You don't know. These are young people. She
you
said
know
this is
what?
her
And that's the
first time
point. I
being
don't
of
know.
age.
Nor do I want to know. Just like you don't need to know what the fuck I'm doing.
This is her first time being of age. So she probably ain't got no cobwebs now. It's squeaky clean. Might be a little furry, but it's probably squeaky clean.
Jesus.
You're not gonna be disparaging that young lady like that.
Oh dear.
Lord,
She just want to make sure that none of her friends end up having to have a conversation with a burning bush. That's all she's trying to do. She's just trying to do right. She's just trying to do right. You know, I'm a little disappointed in both of y'all because my joke that was a little weak. I admit it was a little weak, but y'all could have gave me a little courtesy laugh when I was talking about John P. Key being a gospel artist, and I didn't know people painted gospel. But here y'all go, just pretend like I ain't even say it.
Yeah, so after a while, we kind of know when to ignore you and when we don't.
Ain't right. Ain't right.
To it now.
I feel like the young lady trying to save y'all soul on vacation. Y'all just said y'all ain't right.
Okay, well, I done said fuck you, so that pretty much done told you how I feel about you trying to save my soul. If you don't understand, fuck you. I don't know what to tell you about.
You're not supposed to use that type of language. That's going on your
It's
record.
my marriage. What the
It's
fuck
going
is
on
wrong? What are
your
you talking
record.
about? Why are you not understanding? You barely made it under pressure.
I'm sending an email to Sister Gladys, and
I don't give a fuck if you want to. Sister Gladys, and tell her yourself.
she gonna be here at
She can be
at
part
2
of church
p.m.
announcements. Fuck you. I'm not doing any of these damn rules at my wedding shower in Vegas that I don't pay for. And by the way, I ain't giving you $50 worth of shit. Go buy your own damn food.
So out of my 7 or 6 rules, which rules are that you wanted to break?
Again, I understand. Do not have sex in the suite. I really feel like that's disrespectful.
Right, you said you
still
agree
do
with
not
3 and 4.
Do not drink.
I'm gonna
over-
gamble. I'm gonna drink. Probably gonna bring my own drugs from my own home.
Ooh,
So it's okay,
that
I'm
is
not-
what we was taught at church, and we all came
Okay,
together.
I'm engaged, so I'm not gonna have premarital sex. Like, first of all, I probably already don't fuck my girlfriend, so the premarital bullshit is just out the window anyway. But I'm
Ooh,
not gonna screw anybody else at Vegas.
that's going on your
Duh.
record too.
Am I gonna drink? Yeah, it's Vegas. Duh. I'm probably gonna drink in my room though, and I'm definitely gonna make sure that I don't get so drunk that I'm looking, hey, up in the way and jump off my fucking balcony. I'm not doing any illegal drugs unless it's the ones that I bring, in which I don't even do drugs, so it's kind of stupid. Even
I ain't drinking in my room. We in Vegas, man. We in Vegas.
I don't do
You need to
drugs.
walk and drink. What's wrong with you?
Boy, that's a place where you could actually walk the streets drinking.
Thank you. So what's wrong with you?
That is just like there is no better combination than drinking and heat.
And traffic.
What
And
could
lights.
possibly go wrong?
But don't worry about it because you don't really need to wander the streets. You can just stay in the casino. They'll keep bringing you drinks,
Yeah.
and you just gamble all your money away.
Pretty much the point of it. I would take great pleasure in sitting in the suite, blowing smoke from my joint in her face with a pina colada in the other hand.
I would pass to you, Mickey. I would.
Oh, Lordy. Lordy. But we're going to move on. It is now time. It is now time for the new segment dedicated to Theas and Mickey. So tired of them me putting these damn stories up, and they always say, "No, that shit ain't real." So now we're gonna put some stories up, and y'all gonna decide if the stories are real or not. And here's the deal: I'm not gonna give you my answer until I hear from everybody else.
Well, it don't matter. You thought all the other ones were real.
All the other ones was real, except that last damn story, because you think my doing that shit is real. You're out your damn mind. But so we're gonna move
My
on.
bird
Fuck
flew out of the
you, I'm not
sewer
doing it.
and ate the cat.
Anyway, we're gonna move on to the first story. Is this or is this not real?
Okay, so for a little backstory, I live in a nice house. It's right on the beach, and I do take good care of it and my garden, so it's not strange to see people admiring my home when they're on walks. Also, I don't like driving, so I usually bike everywhere, and I do have a pool in my backyard. On to the story. So I just had a long day at work and had a few groceries with me on my bike. As I pull into my street, I see a line of people blocking my driveway, like full blocking. I pull onto the sidewalk and start walking my bike towards the group. Now, the people in the story are Karen and her 2 friends, and her kids. The 3 of them are standing in a group, and I overhear a woman talking about how she's so happy for Karen and how beautiful her new home is. Now, I'm thinking, that's odd. I don't recall any house around me being for sale or sold to anybody. So I try to pass the group of women to get to my garage. I say out loud, "Hey, can I get past, please?" Now, the Karen just says, "Go around. Can't you see we're busy?" Now at this I say, "Oh, I just need to drop my bike in the garage, and then I'll be out of your way." I'm glad you like the house though. I do try to take care of it. Now at this point, friend number 1 says, I think you might be confused. Karen lives here. I say to the group, "No, this is my house. I live here. I don't know her at all." At this, Karen chimes in and says, "Okay, you're obviously trying to break into my house. Get away before I call the police." And I say to them, "No, you need to leave. This is my house." At this, Karen screams, "I will not get off my property." Now, at this point, I just push past and head towards the garage. And that's when I hear the splashing in my backyard. Now, nobody should be in my pool. I drop my bike, run to the backyard, and see 3 kids swimming in my swimming pool. Okay, I've had enough of whatever's going on. I raise my voice and I tell them to get out. 2 kids get out, but they're obviously confused, while 1 boy stays in. The kid that stays in says, "My mommy says I can swim. Go away." I told him, no, this is my pool. I'm so sorry, but you're not allowed to be here. This is my home. Now, Karen hears this, and she marches up to me and says, hey, don't talk to my son like that. Get off my property. Now, at this point, her two friends are looking confused, and she says, Karen, what's going on? Who's this girl? Now, I'm panicking at this point with a mix of rage, and I said, well, prove it. Prove that you live here. Karen's second friend starts to pull her away, and she says, hey, Karen, why don't we just go inside? The kids shouldn't be around this. Karen's friend then looks at me and says, if I don't get off this property, they'll have no choice but to call the police. I said, no, you're not going into my home. And Karen says, yes, we are. We're going inside. Now go away before I call the police. Now, I don't know what this woman's trying to do, but this is clearly not gonna work. I then said to her, fine, go inside. I dare you to get in. At this point, Karen leads her group of friends away, and then the group climbs the stairs, and obviously she didn't think this through. Only 2 keys to this house exist. 1 key for me, and 1 key for my sister. I can see and hear the woman at my front door, telling her friends that she must have grabbed the wrong key, and that they're locked outside now. I then lock up my bike, grab my groceries, and push past them, saying, excuse me, if you don't mind, I'm going into my home. Her 2 friends look at me in disbelief as I unlock the door with my key, go inside, and shut the door. As I close the door and lock it, Karen's banging on my door, screaming how she's gonna call the cops on me for breaking into her home. I ended up calling the cops on her. So the group of women end up standing in my yard for a little while longer, while Karen was acting furious that someone was in her house. She then ran off as soon as she saw the cop cars, and the friends stayed behind very confused. They explained to the police that Karen had told them that this was her house, and that they were just gonna go swim in her new pool, and then head to the beach, so they would never go in the house. Later on, no charges are pressed, and I hope that Karen did learn her lesson. But it
How the hell the host just leave? Hey,
Huh?
host. Hey, host.
I'm going to tell you why I was off screen in a second, but go
You
ahead.
wanted us.
Go ahead. Because I'm going to tell you another I can't believe bullshit story in a few minutes after this one.
This one is probable.
But where was the security system? That's the only thing that doesn't add up to me. Like, if you have all this money to have a beachside place with a garden, a pool, where was the security system? But it's probable because people will do weird shit.
And they didn't go in her house. So the security system, if she had one, wouldn't have necessarily been triggered. But then you come to the question of how do they get to the pool? Because if you have a home that has a pool, it has to be secured. You can't just, like, no insurance company is just going to let you have an unsecured pool. So if you have an unsecured pool, that means you're lying to your insurance company. So then this young lady is actually a criminal, and she is conducting insurance fraud, and she needs to be taken care of for such things because that's just irresponsible and wrong.
Okay, so here's my
one more thing. And then this crazy lady who says this is my house. Okay, you're a woman, you're outnumbered. I don't care who you are. You were at your house and you're outnumbered by obviously deranged individuals. Why would you go up the stairs past them so that they can then push their way in behind you? You're telling me your house doesn't have a back door. You have a garage. Why didn't you go in the garage, close the garage, go in your house, and call the police from the safety of your home? That's where it starts getting really stupid and kind of hinky.
All right, so here's my answer. Is it probable? The lowest form of probable. I'll give you that. I don't think this crap is real worth a damn.
So real stuff is the stuff.
This is the lowest form of probable, and I'll tell you why. I'm not going to say that people are not bold enough to do something like this. I've been in this country way too damn long to believe nobody is not bold enough to do some crap like this. Yeah, you would do some crap like this. What I'm also saying is, but you have a plan. So here's my issue with this whole story is you say, hey, this is my house. Let me show you, and this is where it all falls apart. Here, this is my new house. Let me show you the outside of my house first. Not, hey, this is my house. Come on in. Come on in. Let me show you around and stuff like that. And then I'll take you outside and we can see the garden and everything else. Number two, this is where I kind of figure, me personally, using logic. I know it's wrong to actually use logic, but there's my problem with using logic. Hey, so we're just going to send the kids to the back and go swimming. We ain't swimming. We ever going to go to fucking side? So we just going to sit out front looking like a damn points of, looking like damn flamingos and just keep staring at the front of this damn house looking like idiots.
We're going to stay outside and we're going to look at this beautiful architecture and how nice the lawn and the landscaping is. And this is not going to be interesting to the kids. So go ahead and go on back there and go swimming. We're going to go to the beach in a moment anyway. Oh, you want to go inside? I would love to invite you in. But right now, I just got the house. So they're doing like painting and renovations inside. So it wouldn't be safe to take you in right now. We're talking about a crazy person.
Oh, by the way, this is house. So let me get this straight. So you finished the pool before you finished the inside of the house.
Pool was already there. You're renovating the house because you bought the house from someone else. So there, see, like all you can create a story for all of this up until that part where you can't open the door.
But let me tell you another story. That's unbelievable. So here's the story of a wife that goes to a party, goes to a play, by the way, goes to a play, and she's enjoying herself at the play, and the husband, being the good husband that he is, checking on her from time to time, and she's enjoying herself, checked on her, hey, did you get there? Yeah, I finally got there, even though Ben asked, could you please text me when you get there so I know that you're safe? The husband have to ask, did you make there safe? Oh, I just pulled in. Understandable. Got you. Hey, how's everything going? We're at intermission. Okay, cool. Third thing. Hey, how's everything going? Is everything fine? Because the husband needs to check on his wife during the second hour of the show that he's hosting. So he wants to make sure that the wife is fine. The wife, on the other hand, wants to go, hey, yeah, on the way to the after party. I'm sorry, what? Fucking after party. Which I get, low battery, we'll be home in a couple of hours. The fuck you will.
I feel uncomfortable.
I hear laughing in the background.
I don't feel safe.
Why am I not square all of a sudden?
You're so funny.
Love you too, dear. So anyway, let's see what everybody else is out there saying. Since the pool has to be fenced in, maybe the woman threw the kids over the fence. God dang.
And that's probably why the kid didn't want to get out the pool, because he didn't want to go over there with her.
Oh Lord, Mickey, she told him to climb the fence. Probably so. And by the way, so just to iterate something, when people say fences, because we live in this, we always assume, oh, there's a fence, which means, oh, there's a lock. Not everybody's gonna lock their fence. I mean, you live in a relatively good neighborhood, dude, don't come through my fence. So not
that's a violation of your homeowner's policy, and you have opened yourself up to liability.
That's why I don't do homeowners. You're not gonna tell me what I can do with the house that I'm paying for. What sense does that make?
So it makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Did you just say you don't do homeowners insurance?
No, I'm not. I don't do homeowners.
Homeowners
insurance.
I'm just the association.
You're scaring the hell out of me.
I'm thinking HOA. Sorry, no. You got homeowners insurance.
I got you. Yep.
Okay, HOA. I'm with you on, because this I don't like them. But when you say homeowner, I'm like, oh my Lord. Oh, okay.
We're good.
Look. Y'all know
I said, get back on the video.
I would not have homeowners insurance.
Because homeowners insurance tell you what to do with your house too.
Do they, or do they
Yes.
just come up with reasons why? Hey, we ain't gonna pay you out because you ain't do. Well, I guess that's exactly.
They don't come up with nothing.
Same thing. You ain't
Everything-
do what I asked you ain't do how we told you to do it. So if something breaks, we ain't paying for jack. So
Everything is in that contract.
Yeah,
Everything.
You're right. Absolutely right. You didn't do it the way we asked you to do it, so you definitely as hell ain't gonna get paid if something was wrong.
Mhm.
When I was there, we had a pool with
What?
8 wooden fence. All the cross pieces were on the inside. It's a good move, I tell you that. Especially putting the cross pieces on the inside of it instead of the outside. Go ahead and knock yourself out trying to climb. You ain't gonna make it, but try to go ahead and climb. All right, the next story. I'm gonna tell you how I feel at the end. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna tell you how I feel at the end. Real or nah?
Urgent. Hello, all. Happy Wednesday. I'm not so happy this morning. Yesterday, 3 of you submitted your 2-week notice, and all 3 of you claimed that it was because of better opportunities. Not even thinking about the fact that some of your coworkers have lives outside of this job and children. Are your better opportunities, which is doubtful, we pay you all fair wages, really worth affecting your team members' quality of life? I myself have children, and instead of being at their band recital this week, I'll have to be sitting at work posting job offers on Indeed instead. This is outrageous. You all need to speak amongst yourselves and plan these things out so you don't have to leave a company high and dry all at once. The lack of consideration from my employees is astounding. The new rule in our employee handbook will be updated to now requiring a 3 months notice, since that's how long it took to train you. You will give 3 months notice and train your replacement in the meantime, and your 3 months notice will serve as your consent for your base pay to be lowered by $6 an hour. Since you'll be leaving, your reduction in pay should no longer be an issue. That's how it works from now on. You can thank your insubordinates for this. You can also thank them for the extra 30 hours of overtime per week that you'll be assigned until I find new hires who are fully trained. I expect full cooperation from this team moving forward. Have a great day. Wait, if you've got an employee who already wants to leave, why the hell would they consent to working for less for 3 months if they're already unhappy? This person thinks this is going to work? No, they're just going to walk out. What an idiot.
Here's how you respond to this. All right, this is how you do. All right. Okay. So, Miss Johnson, I heard that you had these new rules for how we can leave, because of what the other 3 people did. So, how soon can I get a copy of that? And will it be signed? That's how I roll with it. Can you get me this in writing, please? That's all. That's all I'm saying. Just give it to me in writing. Yeah, your little 90 days. All right, just hand it to me. No, I'm not agreeing to anything. I just understand that these are your rules. Can I get that in writing, please?
Anna?
No, you can't do that. You can't. No.
You can when Anna gets quiet, either A, she done fell asleep, we didn't wake her back up, or B, she's trying to put logic to bullshit and it ain't working. It ain't working, and her mind is going into overdrive. You need to really fear when Anna gets quiet, because it's like, bruh, I really tried to help you, and I don't have shit for you. Sorry.
Nothing.
Okay. One, I'm calling kind of bullshit on this story. Only the reason being is because it was just overly dramatic with the blah, blah, you doing this and you need to think about your people and blah, 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 and everything else. So I'm going to take it as reality then. And my question is, and I heard what Theus would tell Miss Johnson. Was it Miss Johnson or Miss Robinson?
I say Miss Johnson.
Miss Johnson.
Everybody Johnson.
So
it's a Johnson family.
So the first thing to Miss Johnson is, So if I don't agree to this, what you gonna do? Because I don't gave your dumb ass a 2 weeks notification that I'm leaving. So what you gonna do? Fire me? I don't understand your logic on none of this. So, and by the way, let's be perfectly clear. Just like the guy said. So your logic is you gonna make me work an extra 90 days for less.
I'm telling you, you're coming at it the wrong
I'm
way.
I'm on this idea. Please be stupid and put that in writing.
Yep.
Please do that.
Yep.
I will be at the employment commission before they even open the door. Excuse me. I just want to be the first in line because you ain't about to believe with this piece of paper that I'm going to put in front of you.
Mm-hmm. Soon as you hand it to me, or
We got a
email it
chuckle
to me,
for you.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, "Hey, I got a couple hours of PTO I need to use right quick," and I'm gonna walk right out the door. And go ahead.
This is like you couldn't be this stupid. That's why I said I don't believe the story.
No,
you can't be this stupid.
Absolutely can be, because you got Karens out there, and you have their kins out there, and they a lot of times they're small business owners. And they think that they're like little royals and they'll just do whatever they want. And so, because you notice the solution was, well, now I have to spend more time posting for positions. You ain't say you had to spend more time working, helping the team that was now running thin. That was never your solution. You said we're just going to punish everybody else. Well, I'm part of everybody else because the other three didn't already quit. I'm part of everybody else. Give it to me in writing, and I'm going to sue you.
And my question is, I want to know the position. I'm not saying it doesn't exist for anybody to jump on me. I have never experienced it personally. What job out there takes your ass 3 months to train?
Oh, well, it doesn't take that long to train per se. However, most jobs I've had, for the first 90 days, you are in training.
Probation.
No, you're in training. Because, for example, I've been
training. I've heard of 90 days being on probation.
Right. It is your probationary period. It is your probationary period. But I'm just saying, like, even in the job I have right now, you're not even expected to be at full speed for 6 months. So the first 90 days, you really are kind of in training, because you're constantly picking up new skills and new projects and new tasks. So, I mean, that's a stretch, right? But it can exist. But the thing is, this is someone who they have a business, but they have no business being in business. You know what I mean? Like, they started a business, but that doesn't mean they know how to run anything. They're not responsible. They're not leaders. No. They just think they can bark at people.
They had a great idea. And the most dangerous people who have great ideas and let me back up. There are some people who are very good at startup. They have those down pat. They know how to get the foundation in place.
Or they have the money to fake it.
Or they have the money to fake it. But there are people who just have the knowledge and the skills to do a startup. What they don't have is the skill to continue. And those are the people that are the most dangerous, because the startup could skyrocket. Looks beautiful. As long as you stay the trajectory, you are doing phenomenal. They don't know how to do that. They figure because I started it and it looks great, that everything that I'm continuously doing is going to continuously make it. No, bruh, you was good at starting. So let's break it down into a house. You are very good at making a house foundation. But that doesn't mean you know how to build the house.
I'll even take it further back. Same analogy. You dug the hole for the foundation, but you ain't pour it right. You know what I'm saying? It's all bubbly. It's got spots missing. You know what I'm saying? Houses ain't right, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it looked like a house until somebody closed the door and the whole damn thing fall over.
Roof done caved in. Bullshit story. He announced that he's going to break the law in several ways, and it's up to him to keep the employees happy. Yeah. Sorry, that's the
But that
only
is,
thing that's throwing me is I really can't see somebody fucking up that damn bad.
I can see people doing something. Like that. Think
Really?
about it. I'm gonna say, let's say they run a chicken plant, or they run some other form of like slaughterhouse, or they hire formerly convicted persons, like people who are in a position of like power will abuse it if they're that type of person. So I definitely could see it, because you got people who go, they serve their time in jail, they come out, they get whatever job they can get, but they got that job because the people who run that company are stealing from them, and they know there's not much you can say or do because I'll just send you back.
But
So it's like
here's how they get away with it, though. This, and this is why I say this was bullshit. This is how they do get away with it. Not saying that they don't. You got some sleazeballs out there. They don't document it.
No, they don't document it, and I don't think this person would either. But what makes this completely BS, I would say, for me, is the 90-day thing. That part of it.
Yeah.
Because that might be something you say as a threat, which you shouldn't, but it might be something you say as a threat. But there's no way to do that. I mean, you just said, I'm going to, instead of a 2-week notice, which I already don't have to give you, you're going to make it a 3-month notice, and you taking money from me?
In Europe,
and I have to train the person.
What I found out in Europe is that they do have 3 months. They can, if you have a contract, that they do have a 3 month notice. So
I mean, if you're in a professional position, I can see where it could happen.
But for you to sit here and think, I'm going to change the 2 weeks notice to a 3 months notice, and on top of the 3 months notice, while you training your replacement, I'm going to pay you. I can't see why you would email something like that.
Nah.
So I can't feel you on that one. But employees can fire people when they feel like it. Yeah, man. You can quit when you want to. The whole 2 weeks notice thing is a professional statement made to make sure that they can cover their ass. But it ain't no law whatsoever that says I can't quit here and now. Now you're gonna look unprofessional, but it's unprofessionalism based on saving their ass, not yours.
Yeah, it's a professional courtesy.
Yeah, that's a courtesy. That ain't
because if you ever need to come back to that job, because you never know.
Yeah,
you might need that 2 week notice. But if it's a place like this, nah, we out.
And by the way,
hey Mickey, welcome to the family.
Welcome to the family. Cares? Nobody cares. Ain't nobody cares on here. This is my show. They also do that to undocumented immigrant, low hours, low pay, and a threat. And these are the same people, little political, not little political, but but these are the same people that sit there talking about we need to damn do something to the borders to keep these people. You don't want to do shit to the damn borders, and you know your ass don't want to because that's your low paying employees.
Oh, those aren't the same people. Those are those people, family members. The people, the employers themselves, they like illegal. Yeah. They love it. But they're family members who, buy all that garbage about, the stigmas that people put on. It's just whatever, man. Like you better than somebody just because they were born across an artificial border.
Botsy's videos of the week. I'm just letting her get it out of her system before I continue. She's pissed off at construction.
I'm on your side, Foxy. I don't even know what's
It
happening.
doesn't even matter
I don't
what
even
the
know
hell
what
you
happened.
think you're gonna be
I
on
don't
her
even
side.
know what
That's
happened.
I'm just saying, day construction is one thing, but night construction, really? Seriously? Come on, go home. Go home and be with your family. I'm done. I'm done. Sir.
I mean, literally, it looked like the screen done frozen, so I don't know what the fuck is just happening.
Cause we waiting on you.
Okay, I'm gonna go. We're really
I
not
could only hear about half of it.
I really don't think, unfortunately, that we're going to do a show tomorrow.
I wouldn't have been available.
I'm going to spend some time with my family for Father's Day. I'm going to relax and unwind and cook 2 slabs of ribs, some slaw, some baked beans, and I'm just going to chill out. I may actually work on the show for next week, just to go ahead and get it out of the way. Because I'm going to give you a fair warning. By this time, we probably have a couple of more episodes of the committee. So we need to go ahead and just put all that stuff together. So this
By
is
next weekend, that should be done.
Should be done, yeah.
So yeah, so we should. So that's going to take some time to put all that stuff together for a full show, because we have to deal with this week too, which we haven't dealt with, and anything that happens next week. So it's going to take.
You kind of lost me at mayonnaise cabbage, so you know.
No, it's called coleslaw. And by the way, Thiz, you've been on this show long enough for us to realize that your favorite food is water. So nobody gives a damn about how you feel about any food. Your first idea was you don't want food to float. I still don't know what the fuck that means. So I don't care anymore.
Mac and cheese and chicken nuggies.
The fuck is you 5? What the hell is wrong with you?
7. I'm 7.
That was such a great turnaround.
Oh, brother.
I want a screenshot of just the face when you turned around. Okay, I'm done now.
Yeah, you don't get those in as much as you want to. So this first one is for Thiz. So he go ahead and get his inner Malcolm out.
So the whole point,
a military coup.
that was it, Dustin. I'm telling you the true history here. I'm not being partisan. I'm not trying to make some kind of point. I'm telling you the honest to God history. You can look it up.
All right.
You can read it in the Constitution. So number one, they wanted every state to have a militia. Now, there was a broad consensus about this from 1787 when the Constitution was drafted and the Second Amendment's first draft was written, through 1788 when that first draft got modified over Patrick Henry's objections in the Virginia Ratifying Convention, where he said, because the first draft said for the security of a free nation, a well-regulated militia is essential to the security of a free nation. And Patrick Henry was like, oh, no, you can't do that. It's got to be the free state, because our militia here in Virginia is also our slave patrol. And if you call our slave patrol up and send them off to Massachusetts to fight a war, we're screwed. The black people are going to rise up and kill us all. He came right out and said that in the Virginia Ratifying Convention. And so Madison changed the word nation to the word state in the Second Amendment to protect the slave patrols. Those are the two reasons, the only two reasons, that the Second Amendment was put into the Constitution and was ratified.
All right.
You will not find anybody. I mean, read James Madison took extensive notes on the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia, in Constitution Hall in 1787. And in fact, he kept them secret until after everybody had died, but they're now published. And you can read what they said when they were debating the Second Amendment, or when they were discussing what ultimately became the Second Amendment, and particularly the conversation that they had around Article 1, Section 8, limiting the military to 2 years. And then what happened was Jefferson came into office as president in the election of 1800. He was sworn in March of 1801, and you had 300,000 people in the military. He cut it down to 3,000. He laid off the whole military. And then when the British invaded us with the War of 1812, we didn't have an army. And they couldn't get the militias of the states to show up to fight back, and they marched all the way down to Washington, D.C. and burned the damn White House. James Madison went off to lead troops. He's the only president who ever led troops. Dowley took the picture of George Washington and fled with it. And after that, after the War of 1812, there was no more debate about whether we should not have a standing army. We've had a standing army ever since then, and ever since that moment, the end of the War of 1812, the Second Amendment has become basically an anachronism. It's become a leftover vestige from a time when they thought that they shouldn't have an army. Dustin, educate yourself, please. Don't just repeat these BS talking points from the NRA. They are.
So I'm going to start off, and I just want to make this analogy, and then we're going to move on to everybody else. So even your precious Second Amendment right is still based off of slavery. I want to make that clear. Your precious Second Amendment rights is based off of who can patrol the slaves. And you were so afraid of giving your militia, because that was the point of this whole thing, to set up a militia to protect the United States and to protect your states, that one of even your forefathers told you, I can't do that because these slaves are going to rise up and kill us. Your Second Amendment rights that you so protected under the Constitution is still based in some form of the fear of slavery. Either protecting yourself or keeping them in check. I'm done. I'm done. Because y'all can pull the bullshit on everybody else that you want to when the shit is written word for word what the real reason for it for. And you think it's the right of everybody when it's not. I'm done. Go ahead, Theus, Anna. We can move on to the next one, but I'm done with it.
I yield my time to Theus.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the thing. First of all, the people that you're speaking about, they already know and they really don't care. So it doesn't matter. And Second Amendment was, whatever. So I'm on record as saying, Second Amendment or no Second Amendment, I think everybody should be armed anyway, especially black people, because we've been terrorized in this country. So even if you got rid of the Second Amendment, I still think you need to have your stuff. And yeah, so miss me with all the sloganeering, we can dissect. I mean, it's like you're trying to dissect what the Second Amendment actually means. And hey, here's the background of the Madisonian papers from 1865. And what? Oh, first of all of them were like slave owners. So fuck all of them. And then, that's pretty much it. Fuck all of them. And it's like, and then here we are in 2020, and we're debating about a militia and stuff like that. But obviously America doesn't have a problem with militias because that's who's trying to take over the country right now anyway. So if the government doesn't care, I don't care. I'm gonna have mine. And anything I got ain't gonna be enough anyway. But at least I can make sure my mama ain't the only one having to get a black dress. That's all I can say. So it would be better if people would stop being cowards. We wouldn't need all these damn weapons. And we could go and we could say that, whatever your color, your economic background, and your classification, we could all just live in peace. But from the day that the Europeans decided to cross their funky asses out of their little continent, This is the inevitable way of humanity. I don't care where you go. So,
Anna,
she had yielded her time to me. She ain't
I
James Madison, who wrote this second, also wrote an essay explaining exactly what it meant. I've told that to so many rabid gun nuts. They respond with that's just his opinion.
You can't argue with these people.
mm,
That's why I'm going to continuously have this set up. I don't think I'm erasing this ever. I'm just going to keep this up on my show until I decide, or we decide, or until Agent Smith decide, because Thea's are fucked up that much that he done decided to shut Thea's and my whole damn show down. Until that time comes, I'm not going to erase this from my point.
Got me fucked up.
So I'm just gonna keep that up until whatever happens.
Yeah, I just, one last thing as we transition out, man. I just really wish people would stop debating the pointless shit. Like, you know what the situation is. You know what it is. Who the fuck cares what the Second Amendment was written for? It's like, it's where we are right now.
But the funny thing about it is, though, and this is what the danger, which again, I'm with Theas. You don't give a fuck, but I'm going to tell you as anyway. But this is the danger when you go on your ass and talk about manipulating, erasing, whatever history, because you don't want to look bad. You don't give a fuck about looking bad. You just don't give a fuck. You just don't want to accept that your ass is bad. You don't want to show history have shown you to be bad. You don't give a fuck about actually looking bad. You just personally, you don't want to feel bad and have documentation to show you that you are.
Got me fucked up.
You don't want documentation of that anywhere. That's why you try to change, manipulate, erase, whatever. You don't want to tell little Susie that everything that you have been telling her since the age of 2, so that she could understand that it was bullshit, because history have shown that you was bullshit.
You ever notice that the same people who are so aggressively pro-religion, pro-homeschool, anti-public school, anything that expands education beyond theology, they're all the same damn people, man. So it's not that they don't want to have anything to get in the way of their indoctrination of their children, because they view this as a fight for survival. This is an ideology you're up against. They are truly afraid that their ideology, their grip on power and privilege is threatened. So they want to remove as many obstacles as possible so that they can at least get the next couple of generations bought in and locked in. And when you start trying to teach them about other cultures, how different people are being impacted by other people's behaviors and their own behaviors, you start expanding a child's educational level, their intellectual curiosity. It's harder to sustain religion. It's harder to sustain ideology. It's harder to sustain bigotry. All those things get harder when you have to actually deal with real information and not your theology and mythology. So, yeah.
And when the second was written, it took a minute to reload between shots. I'm okay with people being allowed to open carry muskets.
Yep.
And somehow they'll find a way where you don't have to reload a musket. Because you'll find that technology is always going to find a way to use for destruction.
I mean, that's how we got where we are now.
Yeah. All right, this next one is actually for Tracy. Tracy is not on the show, but I always try to do one for everybody. And the last one will be for Anna, because she can't deal with fuckery. But the second, but this next one is for Tracy.
Baby, I only have one name for you. Hakeem Jeffries. Please stand by.
Justice Thomas really wants to deal with bullying in America, or this problem of people supposedly unwilling to accept outcomes that they don't like. I've got some advice for Justice Thomas. Start in your own home. Have a conversation with Jeannie Thomas. She refused to accept the legitimacy of the 2020 presidential election. Why? Because she didn't like the outcome. And so instead, she tried to steal the election, overthrow the United States government, and install a tyrant. That's bullying. That's being unwilling to accept an outcome because you don't like the results, because the former twice impeached so-called president of the United States of America lost legitimately to Joe Biden. How did she respond? Instead, she said the Bidens should face a military tribunal in Guantanamo Bay on trumped-up charges of sedition. You've got to be kidding me. And lastly, let me ask this question of Brother Thomas. Why are you such a hater? Hate on civil rights, hate on women's rights, hate on reproductive rights, hate on voting rights, hate on marital rights, hate on equal protection under the law, hate on liberty and justice for all, hate on free and fair elections. Why are you such a hater? And you think you can get away with it, escape public scrutiny? Because you think that shamelessness is your superpower?
Mr. Chairman, a point of order.
Here's a news flash straight from the House Judiciary Committee.
Point of order.
Truth
Time,
pressed
Mr.
to the
Gentleman.
ground will rise
Time.
again, and truth will be your kryptonite.
Point.
Let me pull in my best, Tracy. Thank you.
That actually was pretty good. Here's the deal. When I say I want the Democrats to speak up, I'm not saying that there are not some Democrats that speak it up. What I have an issue, and I'm still having an issue, by the way, of this. You have that and 6 weeks of shit, nothing. Then you have somebody else that speaks. Then you have another 6 weeks of nothing. And when I say that, well, I want the Democrats to start speaking up and saying some shit and keeping it in the forefront of everybody's mind over and over again, I don't want everybody to keep pointing that, well, remember when such and such said something? Yeah, I remember it around March, around my damn birthday. Then I think I remembered it somewhere in December of 2021. That's not what the fuck I'm talking about. Stop using depths of history for your argument. Because that's what you're doing. You're dipping in, pointing out one person, and then you disappear for 6 weeks. Talking, I don't know what the hell else that you're talking about, because it ain't the most important shit on the damn menu right now. You give me a piece of bread and tell you, oh, well, I fed you 6 weeks ago. What the hell are you complaining about? I'm complaining I'm fucking hungry. That's what I'm complaining about. You're not doing your job. I can't even explain to you how this is, in a baseball term, this is the slowest underhanded throw that the Republican Party is giving you. You're trying to hit the baseball with a tennis racket and surprised that the damn thing don't go far. I don't know what you plan on getting out of this. I pretty much figured what the fuck you about to get out of it. And you ain't gonna like it. But I'm putting on record on this show right now that the shit I'm talking now is the shit I'll be talking about in the future of saying, aha, I told you so. This is not out of emotion. It really isn't. Because I've taken emotion out of this crap a long time ago. This is fact. You can't put emotion in facts. No, you can't. You really can't. You can't put emotion in fact. You was emotional, and then you try to pull facts to rationalize your emotion. This is fucked up facts. You're fucking up. This. The committee right now, and by the way, this is for the United States too. The committee right now is putting all the facts in place for the shit that you done happened for. And Anna asked the question, would you think it would be different if the Democratic Party would have been more in charge of putting this out more? Would it made a difference? No, it wouldn't. Because they would have tried any way, shape, or form to try to sanitize this so they can reach over the aisles. No, you need it, and I'm not trying to. Well, I don't care about it's so her or not. You need a Liz Cheney asshole to put this thing together. You needed somebody who doesn't give a fuck. You needed that. Y'all still try to reach over the aisle and kumbaya and make friends and all this other stuff. Y'all try to do this whole whitewash Martin Luther King Jr., this whole scenario. And at the end, when you don't win, you're rolled back to, we need to vote. We need to vote. We need to vote. We need to vote. Not even don't go into the situation of, well, we tried to vote. We asked you for voters' rights. We got Juneteenth. How's that working out for you? Theus?
One, his speech was lame and did nothing for me. I thought it was stupid. And two, it's going to achieve, or it did achieve, probably exactly what he was after, which is getting more donations. And three, the January 6th commission is what little teeth its presentation has is because they have one of the most effective political operatives in Liz Cheney. Because the Democrats themselves, they, in my opinion, they intentionally lose because you can make more money as the opposition than you can in the seat of actual authority, which is why as soon as the Democrats had this very narrow majority, immediately you had at least 2 to 3 Democrats jockey for position to be in opposition to their own party because you make more money being in opposition. So you're dealing with Democrats, which are mercenaries. They only want money. That's all they care about. They don't even want the power. They just want the money. And then on the Republican side, they already have money. So they're fighting about the power. They want the power. So both sides are extremely cynical. Black people and other vulnerable groups too, but I'm talking to black folk, gotta stop being wrapped up into this party politics thing. Use these things for what they're supposed to be. They're tools, right? The Democratic Party, at this point, we need to dig foxholes because we have let things get so bad. All we can do is prepare for the fight. So if you're going to have to dig a foxhole, you have the Democrats, which are your shovels, and you have the Republicans, which are rakes. Which one do you think you need in order to dig your foxhole? It's time to fight. But Everybody wants to get stuck on politics, and they're like, well, I just can't stand the Democrats, or just can't stand the Republicans. And I'm saying I can't stand either one of them motherfuckers. But which one is going to move me closer to my objective or slow down my opposition? And that's how I view it. Keep all your speeches. And stop blaming people for stuff you know better. I'm sorry, last little rant. You know better. You know better. Whoever this is who's listening and out there who listens later, you know better. You know the reason the Democrats can't pass anything. You know exactly why. And yet you are so foolish that you will sit here and blame the party that's trying to do something and not the ones who are actually trying to hurt you. You are being foolish because you know better. If you didn't know better, it'd be different. If you didn't know about Manchin, you didn't know about cinema, you didn't know about parliamentary procedure, you didn't know about, majorities and cloture and all that, then I could be like, cool, but you do know better. So you're purposely being obtuse, and that's unfortunate. And I'm done for the evening.
Which is, again, bullshit. And before I get to you, yeah, let's prop up Liz Cheney as a household Republican. One, I wouldn't prop up Liz Cheney on a coffee table. Liz Cheney is an all-out Republican who's out for the money, and pretty much all the shit that she's doing right now is to make sure that the money that was going to the Trumpsters, the best I can think of, the new political party, is going right back to the Republicans of old school, of getting money and getting everything. Liz Cheney saw the writing on the wall. She wants her money back.
Liz Cheney is fighting to protect her legacy.
That's it. Liz
her family's legacy is valuable.
They want their money back. That's it, folks. That's it. I'm not putting Liz Cheney. Her daddy shot a fucker in the damn face, and it was a week-long situation.
And
why? Because you ain't fucking with Cheneys. You think you ain't? You needed somebody like Liz Cheney to go, okay, I done told y'all, now I'm finna fuck you up.
And on this particular comment about Liz Cheney, yeah, I'm a prop her up. I'm a prop her up so much. I'm a big up Liz Cheney all day long, because the reason why, I don't fucking care about parties. That's why. So Liz Cheney is the hatchet man to help do the things I need done. And the moment she finishes doing whatever she can to help get the shit done that I want done, then fuck her too. But right now, I'm looking at who is moving my objectives the best, or at least not slowing them down so much.
And that's the deal. You gave that analogy about the store and wearing shoes and everything, and going to the store and they making you go back to wear shoes and everything. What was my answer? I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna put my shoes on. I'm gonna shop at your place. Then late at night, I'm gonna burn the shit down because I know you're gonna have to rebuild, and I hope that it gets built better. Why? I'm gonna use you. You use me, so I'm not the turn the other cheek bullshit person. I'm just not that person. You use me. You've been using me for the longest time. You've been using my people for the longest time. You've been using the poor for the longest time to get what you want, but yet you think I'm gonna turn the other cheek and not use you? I definitely will use you. You do what you're supposed to do. You're the greatest person on the face of the earth. And just like Thea says, as soon as I have used you up, fuck you.
You got to execute your plan. That's my biggest thing. And people get tired of me saying, what's your plan? And their plan. Because plans fucking matter, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when you play sports, you have a game plan. You
falling for D.
It doesn't matter.
But I would say
it doesn't even matter.
Out the quick D. You keep undermining. You use the word Liz. She ain't getting kicked out. It ain't because Liz is not gonna get kicked out. Because a Cheney is not gonna get kicked out.
No. I think Aaron.
Dennis she might.
Right in that she'll lose this election most likely. Right? She might lose as a House seat. You think a Cheney really cares about a House seat? They don't care.
She's
You know what I'm
fine.
saying? So she's fighting for something much bigger. She's fighting for something so much bigger than a House seat.
Let me explain something to you. Cheney got into office because she was a Cheney.
Exactly.
Look at everything that she did before she even ran. She do shit. Not a damn thing other than saying, I'm my daddy's daughter.
Yes.
I am a Cheney. Now,
Right.
you think because she's doing this, that she... Dude, y'all misunderstand old school money, Republican money.
No,
Y'all
I don't
keep
misunderstand
looking at
any of that.
That dude
What I'm
ain't
telling
gonna lose no damn money over
Marlon,
y'all.
I gotta push back. I gotta push back here, bro.
What's
Because
wrong
all
with
you
your
have to do
motion?
is look at her party. Her party wants her out in her state, in her district. Her district doesn't want her right now. So she very well can lose. It doesn't matter the money right now because you're dealing with an ideology moment. But what I'm trying to say here is that it still doesn't matter because she's a Cheney. So she can lose a House seat, and the next time you see her, it'll be as presidential candidate or as a senator. The Cheneys know how to play the game. What's a House seat to a Cheney? But what she is going to fight for, what I believe she is fighting for, is she is truly a Reagan Republican. So you are talking about a party that has been taken over by the very people they tried to keep in the shadows. She ain't going to go down without a fight. So she's fighting back. Unfortunately, she's like one of four people. So,
and I'm going to say this about the committee, that I'm going to move on. I want the list. That's all I'm going to say.
The list.
The people who ask for pardons.
Oh,
whatever.
I want the list.
What's that going to do for you?
I want you to put your damn... For me, I want you to put your damn name out there so I can see how many of y'all scrimmage for damn run for the fucking hills.
Oh,
I enjoy. Trust me, I'm cynical to the end. I love you try to find bullshit to try to get your ass out of stuff. I love that. I know they gonna change the analogy of the world itself. Oh, I'm so sorry that I'm boring you.
No, sir. It said it's almost midnight. So I apologize for yawning for the first time.
Oh, God. But QAnon takes over from the Tea Party. Oh, yeah. I agree with that.
I agree with that.
And she voted against it. John Lewis voted right. And she's no ally. No, fuck.
Who cares? I don't need her to be an ally. I need her to do what she's doing to mess with the Trumps, to make sure that if it's possible, keep him from running again. That's all I need her to do. I don't count her as a friend.
All right, we got to.
Bob Rice has called for her to run for president.
I don't know who that is, but yeah, run for her. Run.
He was working in Clinton's administration, and he's a professor, and he's very well known in the central area. And it was just very surprising to me to suddenly wake up to an email that says, I want to talk to you about Liz Cheney.
Yeah, because they'd rather have her than Kamala Harris or Pete Buttigieg. I mean, the Democrats have not prepared anybody to run when Biden finally wakes up and realizes your ass does not need to run for re-election.
That's
they
true.
They already really trying. Boy, you know how. Wow. I'm gonna say this and then we gotta move on because you're right, it is almost midnight. You know how effed up when they said we don't want Biden into office. We don't want him to run again. Okay.
So let's just bring it back and remember the main point here is that neither one of these parties are our friends. They're not our team.
Thank you.
Y'all want to be buddy with
So stop looking for the savory not say that I just made up a word for the one speech that saves America. It's not going to happen.
Nope. And stop moving the goalposts. We did not elect Biden to be a progressive champion. And what the hell we elected him for? So now he did his job. He somewhat stabilized the things we needed him to. People aren't dropping like flies from COVID. Job well done, Biden. Now transition your happy ass out so we can have somebody else in there.
Y'all were so damn funny when Biden literally told y'all it's going to be status quo.
And that's that's
exactly what the fuck we got, and y'all pissed off about. I don't know what I don't know what the hell y'all was looking for. Y'all have been so sterilized into the Trump era of shit where ratings and everything else was the mainstream of anything that was done. Y'all forgot what the fuck status quo was.
Yep.
Here we are. This is status quo. This is what
boom
this
bust economy, wars all over the place. That's status quo. But at least we're not looked at by the rest of the world like complete F-ups. That's status quo. Right?
We are, but okay.
No, but I mean the rest of the world doesn't look at us like they did with Trump. Like they're not worried that Biden's gonna freak out and hit the button. Okay.
Yep.
Ain't nobody, there is nobody right now concerned that Biden's gonna go in there and push the button because he got a tweet that he didn't like. There's nobody who's gonna be concerned that Trump is gonna go in there. I mean that Biden's gonna go in there and push the button because there are his allies across seas that don't like him.
Yeah. But you know what's really, really interesting though? This is why Biden, well, no, I don't really like it because I think his politics suck. But one of the reasons Biden can't get more done on the international stage is because the rest of the world, see, we don't pay attention to the rest of the world, but the rest of the world pays very close attention to us. And they're looking at our country and they're like, man, y'all so jacked up. Half your country wants Trump. The other half of your country ain't doing nothing to stop from having Trump. We got to get ourselves ready for when Trump come back. So that's why a lot of stuff ain't moving internationally because there's no leverage because the rest of the world is looking at America like y'all full of a bunch of idiots.
I think the trust that we had in the world ain't there anymore. It's just not there anymore.
I think W used it up.
Yeah.
Well, it's like that one guy said to Biden when Biden said, America is back, but for how long? Until the next election?
This is pretty much it. We have lost trust in the world where we was looked at as, hey, we need to do shit as the United States did. Then we got Trump in, and now it's like, yeah.
I'll take it further back. I'll take it further back,
bro. We may not want to do what they did.
George W. Bush cashed the check that America had been accumulating for all these years. Because when he did Iraq, that really undermined a lot of things. But then Obama came in. And remember, the first thing he did was the apology tour, as the right likes to say. And he started to reestablish a level of trust and esteem. But when he did that, the whole world is watching our country turn into a festering pile of racist garbage. So that, like, he couldn't fix all of it. And then when he left and you knew he couldn't come back and we chose Trump, the rest of the world was like, yo.
I'm going to put this up because I'm going to put this statement up and I'm going to give you my opinion. And then we're going to have to move on because you're right. It is midnight.
It is midnight now.
We got to move on because I don't have anything to do tomorrow, but I kind of like to go to bed. Further back, Reagan. I'm going to tell you about Reagan. Reagan was a piece of crap, especially to the black community. Fuck Reagan.
But the rest of the world loved him.
The rest of the world, love is pushing it.
He made a lot of people rich around the world.
Fear is more fucking like it.
Yeah. He was crazy too.
Fear is more like it. So this is why I'm going. I'm going strictly from Reagan. If you go from Reagan and the fear that he put in the world, now we're talking about the world, so fear can be accumulated into respect and, admiration, everything else. Still, after a while, you realize it was fucking fear. But now I want you to go from Reagan and somewhat You may have lost like a good 10, 15%. The first Bush.
You didn't really lose nothing because think about it.
Reagan's
number 2 was the first Bush, the CIA captain.
Yeah, let me finish. So from that point on, watch how that declined. Like it just really, you didn't see it, you didn't feel it, but it was there. Because Reagan put the fear of God, for a better for lack of term, into the world. We went from Reagan to Bush to Clinton to Bush to Obama. And any lack after that, when it finally got to, because I could put bullshit on Trump. Trust me, he earned that shit. But by the time we got to Trump, how low was that level anyway?
It was already low because W destroyed that shit.
Yeah.
He blew up, like, he went to the Middle East and said, I'm gonna throw everything out here that's flammable.
I mean, you see what I'm saying though? Because when it came to Reagan, trust me, again, I know Reagan fucked the black community up tenfold and it fucking enjoyed doing it, probably. Well, I ain't gonna say that. It was a necessary whatever. But when people the world feared Reagan because Reagan was one of those people that sat there and said, not only can I justify fucking you up, but I can justify fucking you up. And the whole world is going to see me justifying fucking you up. And that declined as soon as he was out of office. Because everybody started going, yeah, Bush, I know you was under Reagan, and I kind of fear because Reagan is still alive, but it's not the same. Clinton, yeah, but you're more American than Reagan is when it comes to the global situation. So I have respect for the United States, not feeling that same fear.
But see, here's the thing though, Marlon. So Reagan came in under Iran-Contra, right? He came in on shady stuff. And it was CIA level.
He literally didn't come in. He was in the middle of it.
No, when he was elected, Iran-Contra was still going on.
Really?
It was like a holdover from the late 70s. Yeah. So
79 days,
that's
yeah.
George Bush Sr. Because remember, he was the head of the CIA before he became the vice president. So Reagan, during his time, you had like the thing that happened in Grenada and a couple other places, but there weren't like hot wars, right? The hottest war that Reagan was dealing with was the what do you call it? Cold War, right? So, and then like Dennis was just saying, he started the process with the Clintons during that same time, playing around with the South America, But then coming out of that, George Bush Sr. is the one who took us to Desert Storm behind Kuwait. So Desert Shield behind Kuwait. So don't forget that one. So the Bushes kept this stuff rolling. And so, yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. But I'm just saying, like, America, I don't care where you go. The main thing I like to talk about when we look at all the presidents, I don't like none of them. The one I like most is Obama. And I also say that Obama was an intermission. See, they like to say that Obama was a change in America and then we went back to Trump. No. Trump is a continuation of America. If you take Obama's presidency out of the equation and Carter, take Carter and Obama, because those two are similar, pull both of them out of the equation, you got a clean track record for America. They just...
And this is what my answer is to that.
And of course, Obama killed a lot of people too. So
also, Reagan was racist AF more than Trump. I will lower the standards just a little bit by saying, let's say that Reagan was Trump. And I'll put it to you this way. This is what happens with Trump with a brain.
Well, they ran the same playbook. Trump
They
ran
did.
Reagan's playbook. It was the
And
same
Reagan
playbook.
knew how to play the game. Trump didn't.
Trump didn't.
DeSantis
Knows the game.
knows the game.
Yep, he's more Reagan. But I'm saying Trump literally ran Reagan's playbook.
Yeah, pretty much.
The exact same playbook. The tax cuts, the way he put people against each other, all of how he tore apart, the three branches of government. Reagan did the exact same thing. He was just smoother with it. Trump did the exact same playbook. Yeah, but I mean, all the 94 crime bill is one I'm familiar with. I don't know about the 86 one, but it probably was one then too.
I don't know about
there might have been one there
crime.
too. Dennis is really good with his facts. So my thing though is
Dennis,
all of that being
said, crime bill, because all I know is the 90 crime bill,
94
crime bill.
But all things considered, though, these things are important, but it doesn't matter because we are where we are right now. So how do we chart our course from here? We have to take history so we can inform our decisions as we move forward, but we can't fix what already happened. We have to move from right here. And how are your decisions, everybody? How are your planning? How is what you are supporting or pushing for moving you forward? What's next?
And Mickey, I want to push back on something that you said.
I agree, Mickey.
Reagan paved the way for Trump. Obama paved the way for Trump.
I agree with that too.
Because this is the example.
It wasn't his fault, but he did.
No, it's not his fault. They purposely put Trump.
Because Trump came after Obama.
A prime example of what happens when white supremacy, when white slavery, when white supremacy, white privilege has had enough of putting blacks in power. They have to balance that. And as soon as Trump said he had an issue with Mexicans, we found our man.
Yeah.
We found it.
Remember,
now
Reagan was
of having to deal with 8 years of Obama. I don't give a fuck if he's the most blithering idiot on the face of the planet. He's speaking my language.
And remember, the 70s was the decade of affirmative action. How did they respond to the decade of more black people having positions of authority? They responded with Reagan.
I'm sorry, Tiz. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just trying to put the stuff together.
Well, the war on drugs.
Anti-Drug Abuse Act of 1986. How did that fucking work for you? Because
worked out great for the people who made money. It's only hurt the people like us at the bottom.
The same people that made money off cocaine. You knew where the shit was. You had a whole club, Club 66.
Well, I get it, but what I'm saying is leaning
something in San Francisco.
Leaning back toward what Dennis is hitting on, though, the war on drugs was always designed to hit the most vulnerable communities, keep them broken and distracted, and then make the right people rich, which is government infrastructure. Republicans always talk about small government, but they actually want a very large government. They just want it to do what they want it to do.
Just to put it to you in a simple term, nobody gave a fuck about the heroin addiction till the heroin addiction started hitting the white community. And when I say the white community, I'm not saying the whole white community. I'm saying when it started hitting middle class and rich white the white community. They give a fuck about the poor white community. Yeah. You could die a painful death. They don't give a rat's ass.
Because meth is still wiping out white folks left and right.
Hitting middle class and rich white community. Now we're going to have to fight this.
But I'm saying methamphetamines are killing white people like crazy all around the country. But those aren't the ones they're concerned about. So that's why they crack down on opioids, but not amphetamines. Thank you, Tracy.
And thank you. I'm going to enjoy my Father's Day. I know I'm going to get off of here, but I probably have to go down there and do something to them ribs.
Get that. I'm going straight to sleep. And me and my daughter are going to cut the grass together tomorrow.
Oh, that's so damn fun. Labor.
Anything I get to do with my girls, I enjoy it.
Spending with your dad. It's all about Father's Day.
It's her
Thank
idea.
you, D. I appreciate it. Thank you. I believe the shit hit the fan after the Civil Rights Act did the mid-60s, followed by Nixon. Nixon was a piece of shit, quite honestly. So, I mean, Nixon was a smarter Trump that just got caught. Not really bragging, just kind of like, if he could have got away with it, he probably would have been the person who would have got away with it.
If he did it today, he'd be fine.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. If Nixon would have did the exact same shit now, it'd have been false flag, whatever. This is not true, whatever.
Back then, you had conservative Democrats, liberal Democrats, conservative Republicans, and liberal Republicans. You don't have that anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying about the black community. I'm literally want to put this as a party, as a economical thing. They give a fucking what was in the black community, and they give a fucking what was in the poor white community.
No, I disagree, Marlon.
No, I don't, because I saw the white community getting fucked up, and they didn't give a shit about it. When it started going over to the middle class community, then they want to start doing something about it.
Talking about back then, bro.
Yeah, back then.
Back in the 80s.
Oh, hell no.
That was all about us. We talking about it was about black people and hippies. Like, they came right for us, man. You know, now they don't really care about us because by the numbers, we really are not that consequential.
Don't forget about the lily white movement of Hoover.
I mean, America is just one big, big white power story.
And the deal is, it's the same playbook, different players. You're looking at the San Francisco 49ers doing the same playbook. They just have different players that they dip in and out of. It's the same playbook. It doesn't really matter who the players are. You have the shit laminated.
Because it's an ideology.
Because it works.
That's because it's an ideology.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to change something that works.
You're not going up against white people. You're going against a white ideology.
Pretty much.
That's what it is. Because you have black people who push white supremacy just as hard, so long as they're able to cash in on it. You don't have to be white to support white supremacy. Hey, some of our strongest allies are white.
Hey, Herschel.
And let's remember, for president, they haven't been sending their best people.
Again, because they don't have to.
Because the last president was a rapist, a thief,
grabbing people by the you know what.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter.
Everything he said that the Mexicans were, he literally was.
But I can't do a Trump voice. I refuse.
You got to. Think of everything that he is against, the law and order type of president who pretty much probably broken every law and order that's probably written in the books, and nobody really don't give a fuck because the law and order statement complex came because of the BLM movement.
Law and order has, from the time of the Southern Strategy, it has just been a PC way of saying put the poor and the black in their place. That's it. That's all it means. And we keep fighting about terms, and we keep fighting about dates in history, and we keep fighting about all this, but it's all comes down. I'm gonna keep saying it. It comes down to an ideology. And until people get their heads out their asses and realize what we're really fighting against, we're gonna keep fighting against Republicans. We're gonna keep fighting against this. Like Marlon said, you're going against the 49ers. They will put a different person under that helmet and pads at any given time and still be the same damn team.
It is.
Their goal is to win.
The funny thing about it, if I want to break it down, it's that it is the perfect playbook, and you keep thinking, oh well, that worked, but such and such is now playing quarterback, running back. You fucking missed it. It's not the player; it's the play.
Yo, Marlon, I'm glad you just said that.
It doesn't have nothing to do with the players. It is the play. The play is fundamentally have been working. You keep thinking, well, if I say this, if I do this, if I talk to this person, then things will change. It's been fucking 50 years.
No,
What gets the
there's
hit?
400 of them bitches. But what I was gonna say, one of the great points you just made though about like the play or whatever, if you notice, our opposition never stop studying. They never stop evolving. They will take the same play and they will run it until it fails. And then when it fails, they'll adjust it a little bit and run it again. It's only on our side that we keep quitting every time one of our plays doesn't work, right? We will sit there and be like, well, the way Martin Luther King was doing it, it had to have been wrong because he didn't win. No, his didn't work because they killed him, right? Well, Malcolm X, it didn't work, so it must be wrong. No, they killed him too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that they had the wrong playbook. It was that the play never had time to develop. But we keep starting over and trying to do this new thing every single time. Meanwhile, our opposition, Green Bay sweep, run it, go.
And Mickey, I'm gonna say something about this, and I promise I'm gonna move on because I'm really running out of gas now. The reason why this don't work, the reason why that don't work, is a beautiful dream. The reason that I don't work because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and etc. So I'll say 5. Because you still have, unfortunately, you have 5 different groups of people who's trying to figure out which of their group of people will be on top after the situation is solved.
I disagree.
I don't. And that's the ideology that we need to eliminate so much. That we so much want to say that we want to live in harmony without actually living in harmony.
I think that living in harmony is a pipe dream. But what I would say, though, is part of what we're dealing with is all of these are groups with legitimate grievances. And what oftentimes will occur is we'll deny where our overlaps are, right? Because LGBTQ, women, Black, Latino, guess what? You got people who cross all the way across all of them groups at any given time, right? And even if you yourself don't cross over it, you got a family member that does, you got a child that does. Like, we all have these things in common. But where we keep getting in trouble is we go into the grievance Olympics, where who gets to go first, right? Because when you go and you start mixing with the LGBTQ plus community, they don't want to hear you talking that Black talk because they have their own stuff that they're focused on right now. When you are in the Black community, we don't want to hear all that stuff about the Latino community because we got stuff we're working on. So my thing is this: I don't find anything wrong with that. You should all have your core objectives and you should push them to the hilt. And you shouldn't take a back seat for no damn body. But what you need to do is work out cooperative agreements for defined purposes. For this moment in time, I'm not pushing that Black talk 100%. I'm going to keep pushing it because that's what I do. But what we're going to work on right now are labor rights. What we're going to work on right now is the minimum income, the thing they call it. I don't know the right term. Well, but we decide where we have overlap and we push those damn things. Because when all this is done, when we get done fighting white supremacy and pushing it back some, you're not going to get rid of it, pushing it back some so it's no bigger than the rest of us, we still got some stuff we need to straighten out. You know what I'm saying? We still got to fight this one out. But let's get the big fight out. Let's get the big fight. Let's just make sure everybody's child can be safe. Let's just make sure everybody's child has a good education. Everybody's child has food on the table. Do the basic shit that helps everybody. And then everybody continue to push for their individual projects. But I ain't going to be kumbaya with your ass because I know shit that y'all done did that I ain't rocking with. And I've been told to shut up when I'm talking about my Black shit. And you pissed me off with it. So, But let's work where we can work.
Yeah, you really told with that eye. The next video, so we can get the hell up out of here.
Go for it. Let's do it.
This is for Anna. This video is all for Anna. So Anna, you're gonna go first in your response, because this is gonna take the next 30 minutes explaining it. So this is strictly for Anna.
More people and more crime is committed, and more people are killed with hammers every year than guns. Look at the facts.
I will look that up. I don't think that's true, actually.
That is true.
In the United States, though?
Yes, sir. That is true. Look it up. It's on. You can Google it. It's true. It's actually true.
So the number of murder victims and the weapons used. Okay, number 1, handguns, 8,029. Number 2, firearms, type not stated, 4,863. Number 3, knives or cutting instruments, personal weapons, fists, feet. Then rifles at 455. Then blunt objects, clubs, hammers, 393. So the 300, the hammers, that stat is just wrong.
Back to your question. Second Amendment is still my right, and it's still important to me.
No. Not dealing with this foolishness. No, I got nothing.
You can Google it. Oh, wait, you're going to do that right now? Right now? Okay. What is it?
Dude,
what do you mean the numbers?
Was? Did you think we actually need to go back to the library and get on a real computer? You forgot smartphones actually exist where we can Google it?
This is that damn Karen with the house key all over again. Oh, you want me to try to open this door? This one right here? Oh, well, it's still my house.
Only reason I even put this up because this is their playbook. Again, this is their playbook. You notice at the end, people are killed more in America by hammers than handguns. It's proven. It's absolutely proven. And a shadow of a doubt it is proven. You can Google it, it's proven. There's no way in the world that that's not true. It is proven. Okay, we just proved that you're wrong. But the big point is that the Second Amendment, see, you move the goalpost like waves. Like, it doesn't really matter when you pull bullshit out of your ass because you saw it on Fox like at 3:30 in the morning and you decide that you want to tell everybody when really your point is started off with what you was going to end up with anyway was what you wanted. It didn't matter. See, when these people right here is a special breed of individuals. These are the people here that it wasn't going to change your mind regardless. But let me throw something that I feel is a fact. Feel. You ain't researching shit. Feel is a fact. And I'm going to throw it at you because I feel like you're trying to think that you're smarter than me. So I'm going to try to throw something to you and try to make you feel like you're smarter than me when you're not being smarter than me. So I'm going to throw this out to you, and I'm going to prove how wrong you are so you can stop thinking that you're smarter than me. Then when you prove it wrong, well, you misunderstand what I was trying to say. My point is, ain't shit you're going to say that's going to change my mind anyway.
Which is
so
why
I'm going to go back to my original idea. I'm going to be an asshole.
Which is why I keep saying that you're against an ideology. You're not against someone who can be changed from their position. The only thing you can do with an ideologue is defeat them. You can't change them. If it's like trying to tell someone who is a believer in whatever their faith is, that their faith is wrong. There's not an argument that you are going to come up with that is going to convince a Christian, a Muslim, a Buddhist, anyone like that, that what they believe as a part of their identity, you are not going to present them with an argument that changes that in your little debate. Nothing. You ain't going to do it. Now, they might start going down a path where they deconstruct and do that, but that won't be because of you.
And I've said this once and I'll say it again. Thank you, little Lindsay. Because this is the reason why I started this show to begin with. When I said they're going to do what they're going to do regardless. That's why I don't put up with so much argument on absolutely anything. You've already made your plan. So when you get, I'm going to show you the truth. You're not show. You showed the truth. That's the only. We're going to show with this committee. We're going to show these Republicans, these Trumpists. We're going to show all these people how wrong they are. They show them shit. They're going to look at your community. They literally looked at your committee and said it's not bipartisan.
But they're not talking to those people.
And that's the point. That is the point. They're not trying to change Trump's mind. They literally can sit there and told you that you gave a con man, $250 million on a lie that he knew was a lie. The first thing that I saw on Facebook, which is still funny AF to this day. Well, that sounds like something for a class action lawsuit. Who fucking country have you been staying in for this time? They ain't class action shit. That's not the point of this. You're not changing their mind. And I'm going to tell you why. And I do believe this in some people. Some, not all. Some. Because at this point, you got to remember that we're still dealing with humans now. Take Trumpists, Republicans, white, black, rich, poor out of the equation right now. We're talking about humans. And there's not a human on the face of the planet, as I learned from last night, that do not want to be proven wrong. So even if they believe everything that the committee is saying, even if they believe they were screwed over by Trumpists, even if they believe that they have been fucked up at the top of photography, I know that ain't a word. There now have been so for 4 years, 5 years, have been singing the same song and dance for so long that they know now that if they say something, they're going to look like the fool. They ain't going out like that. They not going out like that. So I'm going to ride this gravy train all the way to the end till it wrecks into a damn mountain. That's all this is now. They know they was wrong. They know Trump screwed them over. They know all his bullshit and everything else. But my ego will not allow you to say I was wrong. So I'm going to ride this damn thing to the end. Kind of fucked up. But it is what it is. I'm going to get these comments out of the way. I'm going to get the hell up out of here. Don't forget the independents are the largest voting bloc, and many of them are on the fence. The here will push some of them to face the facts. I will give you...
Marlon, may I?
Yeah.
So here's my pushback to that, Mickey, because I don't think that there is any accurate measurement of independence. And so we are relying on channels that really have no way of telling you. Because how many independents actually have been polled? So it's like The independence is a silent voice that only shows up in a general election because they're frozen out of the vast majority of primary elections because you have to choose a party.
Mhm.
The conservatives are purposely not being correctly informed. I will push back on what they could take. They're taking it in. They just don't give a fuck. And you keep missing that point of not giving a fuck. They're taking. If you already put up the fact that anything that this committee is going to do is a lie, it doesn't matter what's said after that. It really doesn't. If they've already have off the bat, one of the things that the committee did, because people keep being misinformed, even I was misinformed, is that Trump put in effect that during November, that he misinformed that this is a stolen election. No, he put that information out in September. That the only way that I'm going to lose this election is if it's stolen.
He started that in the midterms.
Yeah. He put the seed already in. So once that seed is planted and Trump lost, the seed has been planted. So
in fact, he started that shit right after he won.
Before he won.
Right. Before he even won, he said he was being cheated.
Yeah.
So his people were well trained. What I would like to point out, and then as I close, these are very religious people for the most part. And these are people who have been taught to reject fact and information and lean on belief and gut instinct. So if your gut and your belief tell you to believe in something, there are no facts that can be pushed up against it. People have been trying to defeat religion with facts forever.
From the beginning.
You can't. You either believe it or you don't. So if you're dealing with people who believe, you can say anything you want. As far as they're concerned, they have already wrapped religion and politics together anyway, especially if you hold to like a white Christian nationalism. So for them, you can't separate this stuff. Trump and the crew, Trump, Cruz, Jordan, all of them, they're like Jesus and his disciples to them. There's nothing you can say against them. Even if they do something quote unquote wrong, they're inspired to do it for the good of the ultimate objective.
Where did that faith without sight came from?
Well, it said now faith. It's the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Lean not unto your own understandings, but in all your ways acknowledge him. So it's like you have, if you are of that mindset and mentality, and there are religious people on all around this whole thing. So this isn't against religion. I'm just saying the people who have been thoroughly ingrained not to challenge authority and to deify individuals, they will not be moved by the devil's logic.
We got to get on up out of here.
Yeah, because we got to go to work in like 3 hours. It's like Monday morning, ain't it?
No, it's Sunday.
Damn, you on a Sunday. Good God.
Picking
and I'm not even moving Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that is our show for tonight. We have spent every energy we have to make sure that we sure as hell ain't coming in on Sunday. So, Diaz, tell everybody where they can find you.
ComplexSimpleMan.com.
Anna.
BoreliaEtc.com.
Thank you, Mickey.
Thank you, Mickey. We are going to get up out of here. I am going to enjoy my Father's Day weekend. Even if I spend it sitting on the deck, watching over the back 40 and smoking ribs, that's fine by me. Diaz light slave trade, so he's going to be out there cutting the grass with his child for free child labor. So
I got to pay her. I'm paying her full price, even though I'm helping her do it because I'm teaching her how to do it.
So the child's gonna get a good $5 out of cutting the grass, and he feels like that's acceptable. See you later, Dennis. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming over here, man. Ain't nothing wrong with coming on pushing us. We ain't got no problem with that. No problem with that at all. So, without further ado, and on top of making sure that y'all understand where we all are coming from,
Got me fucked up.
we will see you. Peace.